Hey, good evening, all.
Hello, guys.
All good. Episode 8 now.
Yes, it's
mad,
moving on.
That's pretty good going.
What a week, isn't it? This lead up for us this week. Well, not so much Lee, because Lee seems to be putting us all to shame from what we was just discussing backstage. But National Koi Show week is on us. And I'll tell you what, I can't wait. Now I've seen, well, this is the bit for me where it starts to get exciting. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you know, we've got a few more ponds this year because I've managed to pull twist, kick Pete's ass to get me a few more tubs to sell out of, which will make it I'm hoping a lot easier to manage. But I had a chat with another dealer this week, actually. He called me up and he was like, Kraft, how do you know how many fish to put in a vat? And I was like, you don't. You just got to go with it, right? And, you know, just have a plan B. And, you know, I mean, he'll be watching tonight, actually. So
I've got a good answer for that. Trial it. I've actually put my vats up and trialed the amount of tozai and the amount of nisai that I can have in each vat. So you can make a better plan then, can't you?
Yeah. It's always more than you think you can.
Yeah,
it is, because that's what I thought, and I almost doubled the amount that I think safely take. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's surprising.
I mean, to be fair, though, we ain't going to sell anything, so he'll be taking back what he puts in. I'm only messing, Mike. I'm only messing.
If not, you've done a lot of work on them certificates, haven't you?
Well, it gets your iron, don't it? I suppose. But yeah, we've got quite we're pretty much on it. There's only just a few little titivaty bits to do now. I'm going up on Wednesday. Matt's probably going to have a bit of a baby in the background by hearing that. So I'm setting up on Wednesday. I'm going up, so the water could hopefully all be in, gassed out and ready for an early Friday morning one for me. So what about you, Lee? When are you going up?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm the knight in shining armor and I'm going up to help on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. But what I'm doing cunningly, because I'm a clever Welshman, is I'm taking my vats up with me. So concurrent activity in the evening. Not going to take my hands away from setting up the show, but when the boys are having a beer, I'll be setting up my vats, filling those with water, which is going to relieve a lot of pressure as well, actually, because I know the water team has a right nightmare when everyone comes on a Friday and tries to fill up their retail vats. It's hard for them. So I think they'll be quite happy about that.
Super. What about you, Dave? When are you going up?
Yeah, I should be Wednesday as well. It just makes Friday's a long enough day as it is, and it just makes it that much easier if all you've got to concentrate on is boxing the fish up. Once you get there, floating them and then just releasing them, it's a lot easier. And as Lee said, it gives the guys a much better chance of containing more water, because obviously if everybody turned up at the Friday and demanded 6-7 vats filled, there's going to be a shortage or they're going to struggle. So I think it's quite good we turn up Friday, and they're ever so good there because we leave all the air pumps switched off with all the air diffusers in, and when we come in, the water's in. They've turned all the air pumps on, so they do a fabulous job for us. So yeah, we shall be up there Wednesday again.
So I can see Allan Tait in the background. I'm going to let's bring Allan in. Look. What are we doing? Revising.
What are those black speckly ones called again?
So, for those people that don't know, tonight I brought him in because he was reading a book, to be perfectly honest. Allan Tait, can we hear you, Al?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, we can.
No, there's something wrong with the audio.
Yeah.
We can hear you, but not understand you.
So, Allan Tait is the head of KJUKO, Koi Judges
KJUKO
Association, Dealership Association stuff. What's it called, Al?
KJUKO.
It sounds like a planet from Star Wars.
So, chairperson. So, we've got quite a lot of people in already. So, I want to get this out first.
What?
throughout the whole of the show, I want you guys to fire in questions about the judging, right? I will select those questions and put them to Allan Tait, or anything that you need to know about the National Koi Show, and I will put them to Matt Stevens or Ian Jenkins, right? So Matt Stevens is just about to join us. There he is. I'll change the background because that looks rubbish, doesn't it? Let's go there.
Hello.
And also Ian Jenkins. What's going on there? That's rank, isn't it? Let's put that one on. There we go. So those of you that don't know, Ian Jenkins is the vice chair of the National Koi Show. Thanks for joining us tonight, Ian.
Yeah, nice to be here, guys.
It's like is Welsh like Lee, so they may have a little bit of a natter in the background at some point. And then we've already seen Matt Stevens, the National Koi Show chairman, as well. So, right, let's get into the nitty gritty of it, Matt. Right, I'm going to address the elephant in the room first and foremost, just to get it out there, because no doubt it's been talked about a lot. There was an unnecessary video, in my opinion, placed on YouTube about who can show and who can't. Right, so is there a reason why anyone associated to dealerships or dealerships can't show, mate?
So as per our policy that we were requested and been in place for a number of years, it's been fed back over multiple years that quite a few people don't agree that anyone working in the trade should exhibit. So we have taken that on board. It's been there for a few years. We've softly introduced it and reminded people in the past around this, and this year we've had to have some difficult conversations with a couple people around they don't fit our policy, unfortunately, and won't be able to show. And again, I don't like those conversations. It's obviously people are very disappointed that they're not able to show, but we've had to set the line, which has been there for a number of years, and this year we are setting it and reminding people, and have refunded people where they don't meet that. So yeah,
well,
I mean,
I don't think you need to harp on about it, Matt, to be perfectly honest. I've said it once, said it before. Since I moved into the trade, I already knew about the rule. I've never exposed it. You know, the dealer show was where I could take part, and I totally appreciate that's been removed for hobbyists, and I don't mind, to be perfectly honest, personally. You know, and ultimately, I agree. And you know, there are, for people like me, Dave, Lee, all right, we do get access to fish, and actually, we don't necessarily pay what you guys pay, and I think that's an unfair advantage, right? That's how I see it.
There's lots of differing opinions. I've heard plenty over the last few weeks, and we have taken them on board. So, but we've got a show in a week's time that we have to concentrate on, and those rules have been there for a while.
They've been there a long time.
What we have said is, after the show, we will have our AGM a couple of months after the show. We've asked people to feed back on the policy, and we will take those into consideration, and we'll have that open discussion with people of what they actually want, and where necessary, make any changes that people feel that would benefit the show.
Yeah,
so,
I appreciate that as well. I mean, how long ago was this rule brought in, Matt? Have you got any idea? Alan might have an idea, because he's been around since the world of dinosaurs.
So at least 4 years. So the KPG, Koi Policy Group rules, call out that hobbyists are the ones that are allowed to show. What that doesn't do, in fairness, is define what a hobbyist is, which is where we set out our terms and conditions and exhibitor policy, where we have defined it for our show. So we've gone that step further to define it so it's clear. And in fairness, we had a person who's moved into the trade reach out to me and said, I'm assuming I can't show this year.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, unfortunately can't. So
Well,
So,
to be
you
fair,
know,
I'd
we've
say
had,
good on you for that, Matt, personally.
yeah, I mean, look, you've just touched on it. You've moved into the trade, so you've not shown. Same with Lee. You
Yeah.
know,
I mean,
and
we had this conversation before the national last time, didn't we? With me, I was in question last year, and then that's why I've actually decided to step away from showing. I mean, I like to keep things fair, and that's how it is, isn't it? You know.
I mean, to be honest, Matt, my first show that I attended as a dealer, and that's going back a few years.
I was going to say, I'm not going to say how many years.
that rule was clearly in place back then.
Right. Well,
So
there is a split of opinion in the comments, to be fair, which I really understand. I mean, Richie Bass says some dealers have personal collections, so are they not allowed to show those? No.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I could have, right, to be perfectly honest, but ultimately I also respect the rules. You know, it's like you can't have 12 men playing a game of footy, although Scotland may need it tonight. Sorry, guys, I couldn't help myself. But Knight's Coy then goes on to say exhibition VAT should be for the hobbyists, not the dealer side of it. The dealer show is a shame it's not on, but we're all there for hobbyists. Unfortunately, you're not going to please everyone. You see?
Yeah. Look, all I'll say is we've set the bar where it is. People who, you know, we've got the dealers and the people that own the companies. We've got people that then work for them, and as it stands at the moment, those people cannot show. Now, I appreciate people have different opinions. That doesn't mean to say one person's right and one person's wrong. And it doesn't mean to say in the future that can't be changed. But I'm open to listening to people, hearing those opinions, and see what we can do. Because at the end of the day, the show's not, you know, it's not just run by me, and I don't do what I just want to do, or the committee doesn't do what they just want to do. It's there for the benefit of everyone. We've got to listen. I'd like to think we do listen, and adapt and move to the times and what people want. And like you say, I think, yes, it is upsetting for a few people. I'd just like to say it isn't anything personal against anyone. And what we want to do is try and be objective and not personalize it. It's trying to think of the wider thing. That's all. So yeah, we're just looking forward to the show. I'll put it in now. Actually, we've got one VAT still available, 2.5 VAT. We've had a few people have some issues with their fish, and also a couple people having to pull out due to hospital appointments.
Whatever reason.
So we do have one VAT available if anyone would like to book that. Just go to our website. It's in our shop, and you can pay all online, and you'll be added to that list.
There you go. Right, let's not harp on about that absolutely anymore. Right, I wanted to get it out there because I knew that was just going to flood into the comments, Matt. Right,
I'm sure it still will.
I think that you've mentioned that you're going to listen to feedback, and at the end of the day, I think that's probably the best thing to do, because if people want differences, let's put it out there. Let's listen to what people have to say. Now, one thing I will say is, and this is only coming from me, it's be interesting how many people are actually members that make the issues. Just saying. Right, I don't want you to elaborate on it. That's just my opinion. Right, it's not come from anyone but me. Because I know from experience, there's not a lot of people that are members that make a lot of noise about what everybody else do. Right? That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Well, we're going to send out, or I've already said to the committee that after the show, we are going to set up a questionnaire that will go to the show patrons the trades in attendance of the show,
Yeah.
and our exhibitors,
Awesome.
so we can get across those three spectrums, basically an opinion of what they believe they want. And we'll also take on board any comments that people constructively send through to our email, well, my email, chairman at nationalkoishow.co.uk.
Awesome. Right, Matt. Ian can't hear you. Right, so a few technicals. What I'd ask you to do is, can you log out and log back in again, and then I'll bring you
Me?
back on. Yes, please.
Cool. That's quite good. He can't hear me then.
Yeah, I agree, actually. I'm going to kick you out, actually. It'd be easier. Bush, there you go. Oh, right then. We have 3 tickets to give away. I'm going to put it out there now. Ian, correct me if I'm wrong. It's 3 pairs of tickets. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So whoever wins will get 1 plus the other. Plus 1. No, they'll win a ticket and take someone with them, yeah?
Yeah. The idea was, there's a pair of tickets for each of you guys to give away. Yeah.
Right. What I'm gonna put out there, Dave and Lee, is I'm gonna put a link in the comments. Right. And people that want the tickets will have to come on. And then we'll select at random, so we can then see who they are. That gives Ian and the team the idea to actually visually identify who they are, because we don't know everyone. And then maybe we'll ask them a very simple question. How's that?
Yep.
Lee?
Yeah, sounds good.
Right, cool. Let me just post that up. So if you want a pair of tickets, right, now it's your time to shine. Get yourself on. The link is just coming into the comments now. So I will see you in the back screen. Just continue watching. What I would suggest you do is, once you're in, turn YouTube off, because we're probably about 20 or 30 seconds ahead of what you're seeing.
They just have to mute it, don't they, I think?
Yes, or mute it, whichever. Let me bring right, let's do a mic test. Matt?
Hello.
Nice.
Oh, we got someone straight in. Should we get him in already?
Go on, then.
Yeah.
Let me bring Rachel and Matt Clowry. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Can you turn your phone that way for us, Rach? Let's see if it's spinning. There we go.
That's better.
I'm
Don't
seeing
worry about
myself
that.
on the telly.
Right, so straight in, right? Fair play to you.
Yep.
Now, I know Rachel and Matt.
Matt is here.
There's Matt. These guys are just into the hobby. Right, Rach or Matt?
Yeah.
Come on. What question should we ask? Lee, you ask a question. You're good at questions.
A simple one. Okay.
We're new. Remember that.
Name one type of parasite that a koi can have.
Oh, fluke. I know that one. I've been treating it.
Perfect.
I've got.
I thought you might know that.
What
Well,
got you into
congratulations, then,
koi?
Rachel and Matt. You're our first winners. All right. So, is it just for one day, guys, or
just a one day?
I was
For a
asking.
weekend. If you're there for the weekend, that's absolutely fine.
There you go. We've got so
Amazing.
many people popping in now, man. It's great. So next one, we're going to ramp the question up a little bit harder, I think,
Ooh.
because everyone's popping in.
Give that one to Dave then. Dave will come up with a good one.
So, who's Dave? Dave. Oh, there you are. I was looking at who popped in. So, Rachel, Matt, before you go, question to anybody on the panel. All right.
Ooh.
Have a little think. I'm going to bring the next person in, who
Bearing
was.
in mind, if it's a hard question, those tickets might get revoked.
Who's dropped off there?
Ian.
Ian.
Oh, I've got one. What would be the top tip for a brand new hobbyist showing?
Alan.
Alan.
What?
What would be a top tip for anybody that is showing for the first time?
Stay calm. Do not panic. Too many first timers panic when they bring a fish to the shore. You need to be calm. Your fish will be calm and condition them. First timers normally bring fish straight out of the ponds. Fish need to be conditioned so they can adapt to the new environment they're going into. Your pond has so many parasites, so many problems. They're going into clean water, and it causes them stress. So condition your fish. And someday, if you ask us it, sure, I'll tell you how to do that.
That'd be me talking to Alan then when he turns up. How to do that with my fish.
Rach, Matt, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How do they let us know when they're here, Matt, or how do you want to play it?
If Rachel, Matt, if you can ping Crafty your full names, and I'll add them to the guest
I've
list.
got it already. I'll ping them
Right.
over.
So you message me, Crafty, and then we'd have your names at the front desk.
Superb.
Just let us know,
Amazing.
and you're straight through.
Thanks very much.
Excellent.
See you at the
Thanks
weekend.
very much, guys.
There we are. See you then.
See you at the weekend. Let me go like that. Right, we have got a lot of people trying to log in. Paul Williams has just said, bollocks, it's too much hard work. He'll pay at the gate. Right, so we've got a few people in. Dave, pick a number 1, 2, or 3.
2.
Karina and Si, you are live. Do not swear. That's our job. Can you turn your phone that way for me, please?
Evening.
Turn
your phone around, guys. That's the one.
That's the one. There you go.
Oh, no,
Okay,
it's not.
turn it back then.
Turn it back. It won't.
That way.
So, who knows these? Anybody know these guys? Nope.
No, I think
Okay,
they're new to me.
awesome. Who is your dealer, guys?
Oh, local to us.
It used to be Barnsley Koi, but they've shut down.
Either Kitsu or S&C
S&C,
or
Queenie. We
Koi.
come down to Queenie. I can't
Okay.
hear him.
Okay.
That's cool.
Oh.
Right, next question. Your chance to win a pair of tickets to the National. Dave, your turn.
The
Off you go.
dread.
Ooh. I'm going to make it so we want them to win. What varieties make up the Go Sankey?
Oh, KJUKO, Sankey, and Shower.
Winners.
Boom.
In.
Winner.
We wanted you to win.
Okay, question from you guys then. To anyone on the panel.
Does it come with a free pom bomb?
Yes, Crafty will provide that. Just give your name and number to Perfect Aquatics.
You only want
That's so
one.
stuck, mate. Like shitting bloody Velcro, isn't it?
I'm going to get you a T-shirt up with "Tap me on the shoulder for a free pond bomb."
Yeah.
Right then. Come on, let's have a serious question. Let's go.
Serious question.
I'm trying to think.
While you're thinking, number Lee, 1, 2, or 3.
3 for 3 para.
Push. There you go. Wayne, you are in.
Hello there.
How are you, sir? Just move your phone that way for me.
Sorry, mate. I'm just unloading the shop and I'm trying to do this at the same time.
There you go, sir.
Nice.
Right,
Hello,
you
Wayne.
are in. We have still got
Hello there.
one pair of tickets left.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Here's my
I'm
question.
just a hobbyist, so don't make it too serious.
Here's my question. How old is Allan Tait?
Oh, he's only a spring
Yeah.
chicken. He's only a spring chicken.
No, that weren't serious. Okay.
Different breeds.
What is the biggest and best award
Right.
to be taken at the National Koi Show?
Grand champion.
That's a win for me. Happy with that. So sorry, guys. Those of you that are in the bottom that
That'll do
weren't
me.
in,
Oh, thank God for that.
they've all gone. So, but we'll keep. Don't go anywhere. I'll bring you in anyway. We'll ask you questions. So, Wayne, question to us slot, please.
As a hobbyist, what would be your top tip for anyone starting, other than build a pond 3 times bigger than you think you're going to need?
And who are you asking out of us slot?
all of you.
Oh, right, so we'll give
Sorry,
one
I'm
tip
sorry.
each then. Matt, you start us off because you've got the least experience.
Thanks. Hang on, which Matt?
You.
Right. Think about the running costs and what you want to do in the hobby.
In the
Because
Grand Champion,
having a big pond comes with its own costs, and actually, long term, where do you want to go in the hobby? And maybe having half the size pond, but keeping it in a better condition would work better than having a bigger pond with not being able to maintain it as well.
Excellent.
With your high overheads, that's what I'd say.
Me.
Yeah, tip.
Never tell your wives or partners what you spent.
Lee.
Mate, I'll just keep it simple. Make sure you always install a bottom drain. Boom. That's enough for me.
That's a good tip. Dave.
I was along the lines of Matt. I'd much rather see a smaller pond run well than a larger pond not run well. And that's what many people do. They just dig a hole and think, wow, this is good. And then realize you need 2 bottom drains, 3 bottom drains, 3 filters. And then the running costs just get out of hand. So that would be my tip. Seriously think about the running costs after you've built it.
Race has just popped up. It's a bit late for that. Matt and I are too involved now. They've got too many going on. Ian, you obviously don't really know much about what's going on in the pond world. So what would your tip be? He can't hear us again, can he? Ian, can you hear me?
He's dropped out again.
Yeah, he's dropped out again.
Because he moved.
I think Lee's using all the bandwidth down in Wales.
Maybe.
Wayne, my tip for you, mate, would be when starting out, find a reputable dealer that you get on with, right? And that means
I got one of them. That's Dave.
well, there you go, right? So, but to anyone else that hasn't, find a reputable dealer, and that means traveling to the dealers and seeing who you get on with, right? And then who you trust. Look at the fish, look at what their knowledge base is, and then work with that dealer going forward until you are au fait with how to keep fish, because that is priceless. Happy? Wayne, what's your tip to everyone?
Just listen to your dealer.
There you go.
If you got any advice, ring. If you need any advice, especially when it comes to treatments and that, ring your dealer.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Wayne, your fish look fantastic, by the way. Clearly not bought from Coastal Koi though. Thank you for jumping on. I'm going to go back to Karina and Si. If you send over your details to Dave, if he hasn't got them, then we'll sort out for the whole weekend if that's what you want to do either day. All right, mate.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Congratulations, mate. Well done. Right, let's unmute Karina. Did I call you Katrina earlier?
Yeah, you did.
That's a hurricane. Si will probably agree with that one.
Right, so now you've had a discussion. What's your question?
Question for Alan. If when you're doing judging Grand Champion and there's 2 fish and there's nothing between them, does it just come down to personal preference?
No, it comes down to one minor difference, one minor defect.
Tiny defect.
Never personal preference. So if we got 2 fish of equal body structure, skin, consistency of colour, it will take something as minor as a slight shimmy somewhere on the fish. And that would make a difference. Or a slight, sometimes pectoral fins or dorsal fins have slight deformities, and that will make the difference. But never personal preference.
Never personal preference.
Because if it was personal preference and I'm judging, it would be a Shearer wins every time.
And that's the proof
there, Alan.
Right. Karina and Si, congratulations. If
Thank you.
Are you on my who's YouTube or Facebook or whatever? Can you get over your details to any one of us free?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll forward it over to Matt and Ian, and then we'll go from there, guys. All right.
Yeah,
Lovely.
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent.
See you
Well
the
done. Make sure you
weekend.
come on.
Bye.
Cheers, thank you. Bye.
See you soon. Take care.
Well done. Well done.
Right, we got that bit out of the way. However, we have got one more announcement to make for service personnel, but we'll do that in a while because I don't want everyone dropping off, and we definitely want the service guys in. I tell you what, Wayne's joined back in the back room. Look, he wants in on the show.
He's welcome to come down on the Wednesday, on the Monday to help set up. That's cheers, Wayne.
Oh, we forgot about mentioning that as a caveat, didn't we? Wayne, you're back again. Did you need us for anything else, mate?
No, mate. Sorry, I thought I dropped out, so I put back in.
No, I kicked you out, mate.
All right.
Kicked you.
Catch you later, mate.
See you
See you
soon, mate.
later.
Take care.
Bye bye.
There you go.
That's what
that
blue
sorted
sky
out.
looks like, by the
I'll
way.
tell you what, I've got a message up saying there's too many people trying to join your live stream. You need to upgrade. Click here. You know, only 140 quid a month, that one. Weren't happening.
Go
So,
for it.
That's because you got us three lovely people on.
Well, I am being funny, but you all look the same, don't you?
What? When we
look
what? Just because
They
we're all
look
wearing
like the mob,
glasses?
don't they? They do look like the mob. I can just
Right,
I can imagine Allan Tait with that hood on a Sur on, driving around the street, stealing people's pond bombs.
It's well, let's get back at. I mean, let's face it. How positive was that? People are looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
one
good.
thing's for sure is the weather is always in question at the show. All right, so I'm just going to bring this up. All right, so I had a look earlier today. The National Koi Show at the Heart of England Conference Centre looks to be very warm weather with temperatures reaching up to 33 on the Saturday and 27 on the Sunday, accompanied by sunny intervals and gentle winds.
33.
Wow. So
Mate, we're going to die, Ian, being Welshmen.
when you look at that, I'm going to put this to you, my friend. When we're looking at them temperatures, right, as a judge, how is that going to affect people exhibiting their fish? How is it going to affect what you're seeing in a vat?
It really doesn't make a lot of difference, Rafi. It only causes issues with spawning, things like that. When it comes to judging, the temperature doesn't really affect it. You might get an odd vat that has been unheated and it'll be coming in from 12, 14 degrees, and they're not like the change in weather that big. So they'll clamp up a little bit on the bottom, but then the water team manage that side of it. So when we're judging, it's very rare we have any fish that's clamped up. Very rare. So for me, it does make a lot of difference. But again, what you've shown, temperatures in the 30 degrees, Ian and me yesterday were both looking at 28 degrees. So I think it depends what weather forecast you look at. They're all predicting different things.
But it's high 20s nevertheless, isn't it?
If it's 26, 28 degrees, that's not too bad. I can live with that. The judges might not want to make them wear their jackets for probably an hour.
Matt, how does it make your weekend difficult?
Just looking after the fish, which is our centre ring volunteers, to be fair. So I just watch them go to work. But no, look, I'm in two minds. Hot weather brings people out and brings people to the show. If it's raining, some people might just look and go, we'll give it a miss this year. You always get the hardened hobbyists that come to the show, rain or shine. Last year, believe it or not, we had quite a few going, it was really hot. Bring water, bring suntan lotion without sounding like your mums. But for me, I love the heat. Yes, it takes extra water. We've addressed that this year, so we've made sure we've got additional swimming pools on site, which, looking at the weather forecast, will be good. So we're going to have more water than last year to accommodate that. Hopefully no peg will go through our water supply, so we won't have that to deal with this year, or anything else going through anything else. But for me, I like the heat. It just means we got to keep on top of the parameters, testing of the show ring, and then on top of, like Alan said, the spawnings. So being
It's the next day
self-
that's the issue, isn't it?
we type Sunday. So Saturday last year didn't have a huge amount of spawnings, and then Sunday there was quite a few, if my memory serves me right, from last year. But we, what will happen, and we will deal with it. So yeah, we've got the water. We've going to obviously take the koi welfare very seriously, like we always do. It has to come first. And I was chatting off air to you guys, actually. Based on the weather forecast, we've decided to order another 500 meters of shade netting as well. So this year we'll be able to provide a little bit more shade if required for the fish. So we're talking about what improvements and tweaks, like every year, we learn from previous years and look to improve.
Right, Ian, you sat there quite silent. Right, so those people that don't know, Ian Jenkins, not only the vice chair, but is also a very seasoned koi show hobbyist. So there's Ian and his missus, Carmen.
Could have used the one with my eyes open, Crafty.
Mate, I ain't got time to sit flicking through books, mate. But I found this one. I thought that will do. We're not looking at you, but you have got ridiculous shorts on as always. Ian, with your background, with these sort of temperatures, what as someone that is exhibiting koi, what sort of issues or fears do you have when you see these sort of temperatures?
Well, I think, obviously it's a concern for everybody as a show, but the main thing is the temperature differential, from daytime to nighttime, and that's what we kind of look at. But I think last year taught us a lot of lessons. It was extremely hot last year, wasn't it? And we just that is very clear in the memory, and we got through that. So, but you just need to be kind of vigilant, of observing your fish, and it's more about what you do when you bring your fish home, really.
Yeah.
And how you go about that.
Okay, so what advice have you got for that bit, mate?
Well, what I do, I'm not always big on advice, really, because I think everybody.
Yeah, but what do you do for some? There's people out there, mate, that have never done it. So this is our chance just to give them a little bit of advice. You're not saying do it, but what do you do?
What I do, when I bring my fish home, I'll put them in a separate pond. And I know I appreciate that not everybody can do that, but observe the fish, and personally, and this is where this is not advice. It's what I do. Is I'll give the fish a malachite treatment. Later in the evening or maybe early the next day after observing the fish, and that's just preventative, really, from me. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that the fish have got white spot, but that's what I do, because I kind of think that's heading off the possibility of a white spot, incident, really,
because white spot is can be quite prevalent after a show anyway.
Yeah. Well, if you have temperature swings, if you have temperature swings, that's a lot of stress for the fish. So that's your trigger right there.
Yeah.
No. Dave.
So I was just sorry, Dave. I was just looking at the temperatures from last year, actually, on our water monitors, and Saturday evening, the vats were on average around 23 degrees. And then Sunday morning, 9 a.m., obviously 64 vats. We start at 1, so 9 a.m., give or take. It was varying between, well, the height 20 degrees. So actually, it never dropped that much at all last year. So I don't consider 4 degrees is obviously quite a bit, but if you consider they're in a vat outside, 19, 20 degrees to 22, 23, it's not a huge amount. Especially you think people with their ponds at home, some of them have their air source if they heat a temperature differential of 1 degree, so we're only talking a couple degrees difference.
I mean,
Sorry, Dave.
from a dealer perspective, Matt, I know last year I was a dripping wreck during the day because it was very hot. It was like super hot, and there was only 2 of us, so we got our asses handed to us. I ain't gonna lie. But Dave, Lee is obviously first time showing as a dealer. Quite a steep learning curve because it's not the same as plonking your fish into a show vat and letting everybody else worry about what's going on. Any tips or anything that you've experienced with hot and cold weathers as a dealer?
No, I mean, in all fairness, the fish do adapt to it over the weekend to a degree, and I don't think I've ever come in and at any point and seen fish clamped up, or I mean, as a dealer, I put salt in my vats during the night.
Yep.
Just a bit of salt through the night, but as you know, water changes. Lee will find that out. I would definitely do your water changes. Don't skip on them, especially in this weather.
Mate, yeah.
Yeah, you
Don't
know,
worry about that.
but which you won't anyway. I know you won't. But
I've got a wetsuit, Dave. I'm sleeping with my fish.
Take your own dechlorinator. Take your own ammonia blocker. You know, I know the lads do it there, but it doesn't hurt to. I'd rather a bit more go in than somewhere along the line it got forgotten. Which I'm not saying it does, because the lads do they do a fabulous job. But just Lee's more than prepared, and it's hard work, Lee.
I watched the guys in the dealerships when I was a happy hobbyist running around like headless chickens. So yeah, I'm prepared for it. Don't worry, I'm not naive to what I'm about to subject myself to.
The thing is, the hard thing for most people, like I agree what Ian says, it's after the show.
Yeah,
where,
of course.
Where people don't realise that you've got to then settle your fish back in. That's when the problems occur, if they occur, right? And then you have to deal with them. I mean, for us, they're left off site for 2 weeks before they're even put back on show. I mean, I don't know what are you the same, Dave? Or
yeah, I put them back into quarantine.
Yeah, same as that, mate. So
because it doesn't always show its ugly head the next day, the day after. It can be 3-4 days after. All of a sudden, hang on, what's going on here? And something happens. But I will always personally put them back in off site and just run a precautionary treatment after about a couple of 3 days, and then leave them off site.
Right, so we've seen some videos knocking about why we should all visit the National Koi Show. Colin Holland has just put in. Let me try and find it again because it's bloody disappeared. Bear with me. Colin has asked how many people normally go to the National on average, or just how many people, if you know the numbers off the top of your head, Matt.
Yeah, circa 3,000, 3,500. So It's been gradually increasing. sillily said when I took over chairman, wouldn't it be great to hit that 4,000? And funny enough, I was talking to someone at work today, and I said, "Look, if you put it into one of my work goals, he's done that. If I put it into one of my work goals in work terminology, it's my stretch goal is to get to 4,000 through the gate. Wouldn't that be brilliant?"
Oh, mate, we've got the weather for it again this weekend, and that is one of the main contributing factors to how many people turn out. I mean, let's face it, English people are the worst, aren't they? So
I think there's certainly more of a buzz about going to shows now. Wouldn't you agree, Crafty?
Absolutely, mate. For the last 4 years, it's gradually got better and better.
Oh, I think so.
That's through a massive amount of work for lots of people. I think YouTube served its purpose with regards to generating that. Mainly, actually, I would say, Lee has probably been one of the main ambassadors for getting it onto YouTube and people behind it, on top of the amount of additional work that's gone on through the dealers and also the committee, the judges, everything else. I think that over time, wherever there was any sort of disjointed sort of relations, I think over time that's all been pulled back in. And I've certainly seen that over the last couple of years. I think there's a lot more communication out there now, and people are wondering what other people say. I mean, go on, Matt.
We're also trying to make the show more family friendly. This is the point for Ian. It's dog friendly, so people are allowed their well-behaved dogs in the showground. We've got things for children to do. So we've got Bouncy Castle there. We run some children's competitions. So the Haribos just arrived today, and Sarah's not at them. So that'll be for all the children that enter the competition just for entering.
I mean, I hear this a lot,
we're
Matt.
Trying to make it accessible for everyone.
I hear it a lot. It's like, the Koi show needs to do more for families and that. But I'm one of these that there's only so much you can do. It's a Koi show, right? It's not a kid's day out. With respect, I don't mean to sound negative on that, because I'm not. But ultimately, it's about the fish exhibitors, hobbyists, and you've got to have some sort of entertainment for the children. Of course you are, but I don't think there's much more that with the expense that comes with that. There's not really that much more that people can do, right?
No, but where's the next hobbyist going to be? And where are they going to come from? If we can encourage new people into the hobby, regardless of age, to be fair, but if we can get those children hooked, no pun intended there, then how great would that be to get a new generation of hobbyists through the door? And we got free face painting that always goes down well. And Karen Torvey has said she's going to get her face painted this year along with Emma Jane. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I'm wearing camp cream all weekend then.
Matt, here's a question. Are you seeing year on year now, you see the application and the names of people showing a lot more new people, that a lot of newer names coming on to the show scene?
That's probably one for Rob, actually, because to be honest, I don't look after that side of the things. I let Rob. Alan would probably be able to help more there. My personal opinion, I'm not sure, but
in the past 2 years, there's been a lot more new hobbyists showing.
Yeah, that's what
I can probably name you 8 to 10 that's just done it in the past 2 years. They never used to show, but they are showing now, and they're already looking forward to this year. The only problem, they've got a few problems with spawnings at home at the moment, which is brilliant for us. Not for them.
Yeah, job done.
Al, what happens then? So because there is a wheel, like there is in most hobbies. You have, seasoned hobbyists that show start to fall off the scale for whatever reason, whether or not it's they've achieved what they want to achieve. They want to sit back, relax, and than just come and have a look, or they fall out of love with the hobby for one reason or another. Then that opens up new vats. What happens as a result of new hobbyists coming in with regards to the standard of the fish? Do you see much of a change?
Initially, probably in the first year, I'm quite happy to talk to a lot of the new hobbyists on the Sunday and tell them what is a shore fish in the vat and what isn't a shore fish. And they go away and they learn from that. So you'll have a year or 2 year where their standard as a new person isn't shore quality. They're nice fish, but not shore quality. So if you give them some advice, they come back stronger. I think you'll find there's 2 or 3 this year have got far superior fish than they had last year. But you've got to be prepared to talk to them. But by the same token, new hobbyists should not be afraid to approach Ian Jenkins, Lee Hatfield, Paul Williams, these guys has been doing for years. They will share knowledge with you if you ask them the question. They're not snobs. They will talk to you. You can grab a hold of me or Bernie. Bernie's around on Sunday. Just grab her. Just say, oh, come here, Eddie. Explain this decision to me. And I will explain it to them why.
Don't speak to me about showing. I'll point them to Al.
I've got a fish of yours that we're going to bring up in a while, actually, Matt. Right? So just be aware.
I just echo what Alan's saying there. I think there is a bit of a misconception on the showground that, people are unapproachable and stuff. But, everybody in the koi will have a chat to somebody else. And nobody's making judgments because you haven't got they don't think their fish are good enough or anything. Everybody's welcome, and we want to have those conversations and those interactions, and it's just a little bit of a leap of faith, isn't it? You just got to go up to somebody and introduce yourself and say, what about this? What about that? Just ask the question.
And just looking at Bernie's Bernie's just made a comment about clubs, and he's correct. There are new hobbyists moving into clubs. The membership in local section clubs has increased recently. People are getting more interested in clubs because you can only find so much information on YouTube.
Absolutely right.
You'll find, and I shouldn't say it, but for me, you'll find better advice in a club. Some people only go on YouTube to make content. If you go into a club, they aren't making content. They're there to talk to you and advise you and help you with your parasite problems. Well,
amongst other things, though.
Yeah.
It's not just that, is it? It's, I mean, when you look at like our guest last week, Steve Rollins, how long has that gentleman been like keeping koi, and he's gone through the mill.
Yeah.
He's and that's the bit that doesn't get put on YouTube. And people, how they've dealt with it, how they've come out the other end. It's a lot of people, and I'm not poo-pooing YouTubers because I think they play a part in getting people interested into the hobby to an extent.
It's only when you get videos like it was up the other week from somebody who has his own problems with his YouTube channels, where he's fiberglass ponds that are a pile of shit.
Yeah,
and I ain't going to mince your words with it. No, and then he comes on and then he comes on and bloody makes a video degrading the national.
Yeah, which is unfair.
Yeah.
We can't answer him back. There was things that were factually incorrect in what he said. So
I think we've addressed most of them issues, Al, to be fair. We've addressed what, I think that a lot of content like that is put up to get views because, and Lee will back me on this, people love a drama on YouTube.
Yeah.
I do.
But talking about the clubs again, I think the clubs are more useful than YouTube videos because you've got hands-on. If you're in a small club like the Celtic or something like that and you've got a problem, for instance, Ian, if I didn't have a clue what I'm doing, Ian's an hour away. I know for a fact that Ian would drop everything and come and help me, and he's on hand there. He can do water checks. We've got the same makeup of water because we're in the same region. But when you're on YouTube, it's different. What I can do here for a treatment in this soft water might be totally different to what someone can do in the middle of Birmingham that's got hard water or something. I don't know.
So true.
But it's a lot more personal and it's hands on. They're with you. You've got these experienced hobbyists actually showing you what to do. firsthand, person to person, which I think is good.
You might have seen some of the little short, snappy, sort of 10-second videos. I've asked people who have been to the show before on our socials. The main overwhelming thing that they say is the atmosphere, the camaraderie, getting to speak face to face to people at the show. And it's like that's a theme running through it. When I've done those short videos, everyone's mentioned that.
The big thing,
like, yeah.
The big thing, Matt, is what Steve Rollins talked about last week. The thing and I totally agree. If you've never been to a show and you turn up and them big fish, or even some of the smaller high quality koi that you see, all of a sudden you go, holy shit, that is what we need. That changes people's opinion of what koi are. And that bit for me is what, when I started out, was what kept me going back, is seeing whatever I couldn't achieve what they did, or they do, I still couldn't.
Everyone has different aspirations in the hobby, and everyone's at a different stage, I think. And it doesn't matter if you're just starting out or you've been in it for 20 years. Everyone's learning, and people have different views of what's brilliant, what fish they like, which ones they don't. Some people love massive fish and go, whoa, I want something like this. Some people look at sort of the junior, young champions, 160 cm, and they're like, oh, we really like those, just I don't like the bigger fish, and I'm quite happy with fish like that, and look at it. And everyone has a unique...
But I think that sometimes people like the fish that they can relate to, what they are doing in their own hobby and what's in their own pond. So, they look at a big fish and they think, okay, like, nice to see at the show, but this is my hobby, and they're a bit more interested in something else. It's just the diversity of it all, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the best part about it. I think, there's something at a koi show to suit all hobbyists, whether you like showing the smaller koi, or like you, Ian, we all know what you like to try and, as a hobbyist, raise. You like the really nice size koi, and again, these are such an important part of the show as well, because I tell a lot of people, where else in one area can you see as many diverse koi and qualities that you're going to see in one area like you do at the koi show? From 20 cm, if you like, right up to, I don't know what the biggest will be this year. What was it last year, Ian? What was yours?
98, wasn't it?
Yeah. What was your
what was the jumbo last year? Yeah,
what was
105? Oh, there you go, 90.
That was 2 years ago, so I don't know what it was last year.
It was 103, yeah, Crafty.
103.
5 cm in 1 year, Ian, on that.
Yeah.
So Welsh water, Crafty. Welsh water.
Mate, it's summer. I don't know about water, but my God. Ian, while we're on the subject of the
there's only one way to
fish,
explain that. It's either grown that much, or that measurement was a little bit like that year. I don't know, maybe.
So that's my point. Where else can you go to see a 1 meter koi?
Sorry, Crafty, go ahead.
Clip that. No, for me, this koi, right? Obviously from Yumi Koi in Japan, Mike Snedden. How long have you had this fish in your water, Ian?
Oh, well, that one's actually from Yumi Koi Bristol, so that gives there's a clue there.
Wow. So we've had it a while then.
Yeah, we've had it a fair while there. I reckon we've had it about 8 years, something like that.
And how big was it when you got it?
Oh, it was knee high, 50 centimeters.
Probably 75 cm then.
Yeah.
No, it was out a batch of Mike was quite keen on bringing those Mogons in to throw in with some of the mix that he was growing on, because they encouraged growth and feeding and everything. But it was more like a bit of fun for Mike, really. And at the end of the season, they'd done their job and he'd sell them off. And 1 year we were there on the right day that he decided, all right, this is the day I'm going to sell all these off.
We picked Mike and Cameron picked the best one they thought was the best body, basically, and that's that fish there.
You know, and I think Dave touched on it. The only real koi shows are the only place that most people will see a fish of around 1 meter unless they go to Japan. You know, it's not.
Well, that's one
available.
thing. That's one thing that's to me is important about the koi show is that dealers don't have fish like that, really, do they? Because they might have the shop pet, which is a big shagoi or something, but they don't really stock fish like that. And you know, I don't know any dealers that stock fish
less
like
and
that.
less so now, Ian, mate.
So you know, obviously, and that's because dealers are focused on selling fish, and it's a business, isn't it? At the end
Absolutely
of the day.
right.
So you know, it's not a criticism or anything, but you know, it's just how it is, isn't it? And so there's a differentiating point between going to a koi show and going to a dealer, because now if you want to see a lot of smaller fish, you can see that at some of the larger dealers. Where if you want to see fish like the jumbo size fish, you got to go to a decent koi show, like, haven't you? I think.
You have, I mean, Craig Stubbs just raised, you know, and I would agree with you on it as well, personally, mate. I'm not a lover of the language written down, but that would scare the beep out of me transporting a koi of that size. How do you do it, Ian?
I think wrap.
I think there's a bit of a sort of factor of experience, and I helped Mike back in my younger days. I helped Mike move fish around quite a bit, you know, Yumi koi, and obviously you learn off you got a good koi dealer, which you can people that are better than you in the hobby. You learn a lot off those guys, and then a lot of it then is just sort of engaging with it and actually getting stuck into the job, you know. Chip's got a good expression, you know, where it's when you're moving a fish like that, you can't faff around, you know. You have to be positive in what you do.
Absolutely.
In moving those fish, and Chip calls it like sort of soft. This is Chipism, which always kind of makes me smile a bit. But it's like soft power, you know. You've got to be strong in what you're doing, but you've got to be calm as well, you know. Because if you're I've got a stress level about you as the owner, the keeper, you know, that passes on to the fish. So you know you have to sort of go in there and know what you're doing, have a plan, and obviously you have to be quite strong as well to lift those fish. Hence the fish like that we do a 2-man lift on that.
Well, I can imagine with your boy arms, mate, definitely.
There's a bit of a funny story when myself and Cameron were moving fish around. The fish got bigger and bigger over a couple of years, and it's a term of expression. It's a 2-man job. Well, we used to do it as a husband and wife, and as the fish got bigger, she sort of struggled to lift those fish then, and it did turn into a 2-man job at some point. And when we came back from a koi show, we'd have to call a mate in to lift the fish back out and put them back in the pond. Where in our younger days, we used to do that as a couple, as together.
Yeah, well, I think you need to. I mean, Paul Williams raises. Hi there, Paul. I hope you're well, mate. Are we seeing you at the weekend now, Paul? I ain't going to elaborate any more on it, but just wondered. Preparation and patience in transporting the koi. I mean, yeah, big koi are. Yeah, you do when you're moving them from vat to vat in the shop. I think as long as people understand how to handle fish as well, that's something I think is really important that a lot of people get wrong, especially fishermen. You know, handling big koi, always have the head facing the chest. If you're lifting them by hand, never face away. So if they do slip, they slip into your chest, and you have better control. And for some of them, soft under the head and then on the tail, and then you move with the body when they go, right? And then eventually they'll slow down, or if they don't, put back in the pot, right? And then go again. But do you sock them, Ian, or straight in the bag?
It depends, really. If
if they're really big fish like that jumbo, I'll put it in a bag, and if it's the smaller fish, I'll sock it.
Yeah, I think that's really important as well. You need to prevent damage, don't you? There's no point in risking dropping it.
I still lift that fish, that jumbo, in a sock. I've got a sock which is kind of longer type of sock, and but then there's two of us lift it then.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. That must weigh fucking ton.
Yeah.
There's a message or a question for you, Al. Let me just find it from Will's Koi. Good evening, Alan, sir. I don't know where he's getting that last bit from. What's the hardest koi category to judge?
Kawari mono.
Good question.
Why Kawari mono?
Because there's that many different varieties in Kawari mono.
Name a few.
We'll start with Chagoi, shall we?
Yeah.
There's 13 different varieties. Well, there's more than that. You've got golden corns. You've got pattern fish against single coloured fish. So then you've got to weigh all the merits of the pattern fish against a single coloured fish. Has a single coloured fish got any deformities in its scale lines? It's just so much harder doing kawaris.
Anything else?
Nope. Rest are easy.
Easy.
So that's the category Al won't be doing at the national. Then we know now. We now know that.
You all get them.
To be fair though, Al, when you got pattern versus single colour,
Yeah.
the Deutz fish fall into that as well.
Yeah, if they're in kawaris, yes, they will fall into that. So they're at a disadvantage. They've got no scales to cover any defects in the pattern lines. So you get blurred edges on them. It's very rare you find really sharp edges on Deutz fish nowadays, unless they come from certain countries where I'm not going to it.
So the reason why I ask that, because I don't think people realise that Deutz fish actually are up against your normal help me out. Again, Wagoi fish. That's what I was going to say. Why is it that a Wagoi will always tend to be a step ahead? Why is it seen that way?
Harder to produce. Much harder to produce and get everything right on a scaled fish than a Deutz fish. A Deutz fish, most people could spawn fish in their pond and get good Deutz fish. They'll get good Kahatus, Sankey Shores, and definitely not Shira Tsuris.
Yeah.
Because they'll keep all the white ones and get rid of all the black ones and do things in reverse.
Yeah. So when we're looking at that, then I'm hoping that I'll get more questions from the viewers on judging koi, because it's not often we get an audience with Mr. Tait, and I know that I get asked hundreds of questions on it. I mean, and you would, Dave, I should imagine, and you, Lee, I should imagine as well. Really,
yeah, you will.
I've got one. Can I, Alan? Have you, obviously, in the great scheme of demerits, is a shimmy worse than red in the peck? Is a red bit on the gill plate worse than red in the peck, or as bad as a shimmy? How do you configure that, or does it? It's not as simple as that.
It's not quite as simple as that, Dave. You can have Benny in a peck on a Kaharu if it comes from the pattern into the peck. That isn't a demerit.
Right. Okay.
Shimmies are a little bit different. I hate it when people try to take them off. I know a certain gentleman who showed a show and took shimmies off a Kaharu. That fish was in the run for GC till you see the mess he made of taking them off.
Should have left them.
It's just a minor demerit. You need two fish equal standing for that shimmy to play a part in the judging procedure.
And it could have been well above that, so it wouldn't have even come into play.
Yeah, if he had left them two shimmies on that fish would have taken GC. Now, as a judge, I was getting shit for that. People, hobbyists were saying, well, that's got shimmies. They don't look at the overall package of the fish, the quality of the fish.
Yeah.
Small demerits. It's a bit like the Old Japan. I think Steve Rollins touched on it last week. And Steve was brilliant last week.
Yeah.
there's fish that go. Everybody assumes all fish in all Japan are superb and they're perfect. Are they hell? There's bent fish win awards. There's fish with shimmies win awards. There's fish with deformed pecks win awards. Because the Japanese tend not to be so critical. They look at the overall package of that fish. So little demerits, you shouldn't get hung up on it. And I hear that the number of times people say to me, Al, you need to get into Specsavers. And I turn around and say, well, come and show me why I need to go into Specsavers. And I'll show you why you need to go to Specsavers. Because they miss the absolute quality. I mean, last year's GC, 2 fish in the running, the final decision came down to me because it was a 5-way split between the judges. So as the senior judge at the National, I've got a big final call. Now, the only thing that let down the Sankey was its skin on the day was not as... Normally, it's got beautiful skin, that fish. On that day, the skin was poor. It wasn't great. The Kahaka was far superior in its condition on the day. And that was the simple difference. But 5 judges had gone with that Sankey and 5 with the Kahaka. Now, I'd gone with the Kahaka, so it was only natural my final decision would be the Kahaka. But my reasons were the skin on the Sankey was not good that day. Now, a few weeks later, that same Sankey came out and took GC at the Great British, and it was a different fish.
Yeah.
The condition was superb.
Yeah.
So, little things people get hung up on, and it's one of Bernie's famous quotes: "Koi appreciation, not assassination." And everybody assassinates fish.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I was talking to... It's one of my pet hates because Ian will back me up here. Ian's been to Japan enough times, but you can go into any breeder's koi house and he'll show you an absolutely fabulous koi in his mind, and there will be faults on it. And if you was to dare to sort of start pointing these out to him, it makes no difference to the breeder. That price is that price. That fish is good, regardless of these demerits that we get so frightened about purchasing a koi because of bringing it back here because somebody's going to go, oh, it's got red in its peck, or you know, it's a difficult one.
Yeah, if the overall body on the fish and the skin quality on the fish is superb, the consistency of colour, the kiwa and the sashi are really, really good, and it's got a shimmy, one shimmy, and you're going to knock that fish out because of one shimmy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What about...
For a fish that's got not half as good a skin quality or everything else, but it hasn't got a shimmy.
But then again, skin quality's let it down.
Yeah, that's right. So, but it's amazing the people, if you put 2 koi in a bowl, for a lot of people, Alan, you could have the much better koi there with a shimmy and the other koi not so good. They'll take the not so good because of the shimmy.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Godley, what was you saying, mate?
Just another quick one as well about maybe fin damage. Obviously, everyone knows that the fins of a fish are probably the most delicate, easiest to get damaged. Some larger fish that have got great qualities might have damaged fins from when they were younger and they haven't quite healed up properly. You know, you'll get those splits that just won't nip back up, or the leading ray snapped or whatever. What's the criteria with judging with that kind of stuff, Alan?
Well, again, you've got to assess how bad the damage is. Is the damage old? Is the damage new? This will come up this year, and it will come up with the Northeast of England show. There is a fish coming to the Northeast England show. Everything about that fish is superb, apart from its pecks. It's got the leading ray on both pecks has got a slight split in it. No, I'm not judging this year, so at the Northeast, so it's up to the judges to make a decision. But they need to take into consideration this fish will be 94 cm. The body on it's superb, the skin is superb, the benny plate is superb, the shirochi is fantastic, but it has a slight issue. So now the judges got to assess what it's up against, whether those slight deformity at the end of the pecks make a difference. For me, it doesn't. I've awarded GC to that fish last year, but that was in the photographic competition. And I've seen the fish in the pond, and you can see the pecks were damaged. But against what it was against, it was by far the superior fish. Because it was a little club show where we all went round, no one questioned my decision on that fish because the fish was awesome. Now put it in the show, and I can assure you, before even the judges get there, every Tom, Dick, and Harry will criticise that fish for its pecks. They'll miss the obvious. In Japan, that fish, nobody even mentioned the pecks.
Yeah.
We've got to get out the mindset of being critical and throwing a fish out because of something little. It's nothing at the end of the day. It's a big fish. It's 90 odd cm. It will get damage on its fins. To get there, that fish is probably 11-year-old. So it will have some slight defects. The one that most people actually miss is when the leading rear of the dorsal snapped off, but then it's thickened up again, and they miss that one.
And that's quite common.
And it's very common.
Yeah.
Or the leading rear on the tail gets snapped when it's torsi and splashing about. People miss that.
I mean, probably the most common one is the leading ray not developing, isn't it?
Yeah. It doesn't develop right along. The rest of the peck extends out, but the leading ray stops.
Yeah.
For some reason, it'll suddenly stop, and then it looks wrong. And that's the first thing we'll pick up on.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. And whenever you mention it to a breeder in Japan, they look at you as if they're, yeah.
Yeah, you can see the one who get a gun at the pot and shoot.
Yeah. You feel they're going to push you in the pond straight away for saying something like that, because it doesn't even register them when you're looking at the fish. It doesn't even come into their equation, them demerits at all.
Now, as a trainee, I would imagine I was the same as everybody else. We say, "Oh, look at the state of that peck. I'm not voting for that fish," and that's wrong. That's why you've got to learn when you're judging. You've got to teach the trainees these little things, not to be so critical. Look at the overall package of that fish. If the body's good, the skin's good. Small demerit is a small demerit. It only comes into play with two fish of equal quality.
I mean, I would say the percentage, Alan, of fish that get grown from toe-si to 85, 90 cm to get there without a bit of peck damage, fin damage, is almost near as impossible.
It is.
So here's another one similar to the last question. Let's just say I'm a fresh hobbyist. I'm going to the koi show, which a lot of people probably are. They get bag damage. So you get, they've transported their koi, they've thrown a scale, they've ripped a peck fin. What would be said by you about that? Is that something that they've got to declare straight away, and then you assess the situation?
Yeah, the benching team will assess that in the first place. The benching team at the national will see the fish, they'll bench them. The hobbyist will tell you, "Oh, that wasn't like that one left." And benching teams aren't stupid. They know when something's been thrashing about in the bag. So they'll bring that to my attention at the national before we start judging. They'll take us around, point the fish out, and say, "We've got this down as transit damage. Ignore it." So you have to ignore certain things. You can't just say, "Right, that's out because it's got a chip scale somewhere, or there's on a dice fish, a scale on the side sticking out."
Yeah.
Well, you could have pulled that out quite easily and nobody would see it. So you've got to take into account fish do get damaged in transit, and you've got to judge accordingly.
However, like what you just said, the benching team are not naive to the fact that there might be some people trying to pull the wool over their eyes, that they've got a partially knitted peck fin, and you can see it. It's red, isn't it? You can see where it's knitting back together, and they try to pull the wool over. I mean, obviously, you must have come across that and disqualified a few fish in the past.
You'll have the head bencher on the saddle will come and me say, "Al, they're claiming this has been transit damage. Will you come and have a look?" And then me as the senior judge will make a ruling on that. If I think, well, you're actually not telling the truth, I'll disqualify the fish. So then it comes down to me to make a decision, or any senior judge at any show. Because believe it or not, I'm a senior judge at the national, yet I am the junior judge in the whole of the JSC. So when I go elsewhere to judge, I'm not the senior judge. I'm the little minion.
just touching on judging as well. Probably I've been asked this loads of times, and I think there might be a couple comments on the chat around this as well, around the show committee and what influence any show committee has on the awards and which fish gets awarded. And Al, answer that one. I'm showing, not that I am this year, and I won't be as show chair anywhere.
Yeah, this is the whole point of judges. I'll put it a different way. People want to have a label on the outside of the vat with the owner's name on, which you cannot do because we cannot know whose fish are in them vats for the same reason you just said. If I knew which vat your fish was in, then they would say, well, Alan knows where Matt's fish are, where Ian's fish are. We don't know where they are. That's why we don't turn up beside the morning. Everything's ready for it. We then judge. What we can't have is someone on the other side of the vat saying, oh, this is Ian Jenkins' fish. That's Matt Stevens' fish in front of the judges. Hence why when you did a mistake 2 years ago and you got bollocked, that's why you got bollocked. Because technically I should have thrown all the fish out. Because you made a can out.
I was trying to hurry you guys up.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference to us. We shouldn't know whose fish are in what vat. And even if I did know whose fish they were, I can assure you, you'd probably find it harder for your fish to win.
So the committee have no influence whatsoever over
None whatsoever.
judging the awards.
You and Ian, basically you and Ian, when we come into that centre ring, you may as well just be the T-boys. Because we ain't going
to steady on.
It's true though, isn't it? It's true.
It's professionalism at the end of the day.
Yeah.
From a judging point of view, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're not poo-pooing, the work that you do on that, Matt. But
yeah, I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah.
Lee Oliver asks, is there a bench for English judges to judge? And do you guys judge koi how you see them, or do you judge with the same vision as the Japanese?
No, we judge what we see on the day. I've judged with Japanese judges, and they've got to adapt to what ZNA rules are in Europe. So they can't come and say that fish there is the most stunning fish with potential and put it first. It doesn't work like that. We judge what we see on the day. Yes, I can make an assessment in my head that, wow, that fish in 2 years, 3 years' time is going to be stunning fish. But I can't assume that because I don't know what pond it's come from, how the condition it's being kept. Will it be alive in 2 or 3 years' time? So you can't judge it like that. So you have to judge what you see on the day. So a fish has to be show ready. And there's lots of fish come to the shows that aren't show ready. And people, the annoying part is some people get really disheartened and decide they don't want to show again. All they've got to do on a Sunday, if I'm around, say, come here, Tatey, tell me about this fish. Why has it not placed? And I'll show them why. I've got no problem telling anything.
And I think that's important, like we touched on earlier, that we are seeing more newer exhibitors. So it's their chance to learn and understand as well.
It is. There's quite a few of them last year asked me questions on the day. To go around to the vats, you'll see them come up. Al, will you come and have a look at my fish? Can you tell us what I've got wrong in here and what's going to be a really good fish? Or will this fish have a future? And I'll stand and talk to them about it. I've got no problem. Then they'll probably say, well, the dealer didn't tell me that. And I say, well, I'm not trying to sell you anything. He is. Sorry, lads.
That explains why half the fish were for sale after the show. on groups. You told him that he hasn't got a future.
I just want to say on that note, I give Alan a lot of credit for he could go home on Saturday night, but he's there on Sunday, walking on the other side of the ring, making himself available to these people to ask questions and stuff. And it's a big deal, that.
Well, it is, Ian. You've got to be, if we're going to progress the judging standards, we've got to be able to talk to people and tell them the reasons, and then they understand what they should be looking for as well.
But to be honest with you, Al, I can remember doing my first National Koi show, you were head judge there. I can remember approaching you on the Sunday and asking your advice on things. And the first thing you said to me was, lovely fish, but you need to thin your pond out because they haven't got any body. I went home, and Crafty can vouch for this, thinned my pond out, and I came back the next year and way more volume, way better conditioned fish. Just simple advice like that. So they will give you advice, and as long as you adhere to it, it can only make you a better hobbyist.
That's the bit, though, isn't it? It's listening and adhering
applying.
and actually applying that said advice. Because I mean, how many times have we seen it, Dave? When you know, irrespective of what advice you give, I know speaking to some people. And there's people actually in the comments that ring you, ask you questions, you give them advice, and you know full well they've then spoke to someone else and someone else and someone else and someone else, and then they do something completely different against any of the advice that they've been given because they've taken a little bit from everyone and then still haven't achieved the end objective, you know.
And another thing as well is any new hobbyist that's going into shows, get involved with the other people that show koi. Go and speak to the people like Ian, Paul Williams, and not being funny, but if you look in their vat and the condition of their koi is good, ask them how. Ask them what they do. Ask them their regimes, and
ask whose fish they are first.
And I'm pretty sure
that's not in front of the judges.
I'm pretty sure they would respond with positive help.
Yeah, that's true, Dave. I'm not speaking about myself exclusively, but people like Paul Williams, and just to name a few, you know, all the showing guys are very social and very, you know, open to being just chatted to on the showground. Some people they just don't know, do they just walk up? You almost don't even need an introduction. You just two guys standing at the side of a show vat chatting. It can be as simple as that, you know.
Yeah.
Mike from Shinzen Koyao, how far off are we seeing new judges coming through?
The biggest problem for the trainee judges is the time it takes to actually get qualified, because we haven't got very many shows now. We've only got 6, 7, 8 shows in a season. When I started, I had 21 shows in my first year.
How long would it have taken to get qualified back in the day, Alan?
3 years.
3 years. And what would it take somebody now?
7.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that's got to be quite difficult, Al, to keep people on board from start through to finish.
It is. You know, they've got to get better marks every year. We'll start off at 70% the next year in their exam papers. They've got to get a better mark than that, and they've got to keep improving. And they can be thrown off at any time if we don't see an improvement in their skills. So I'm busy with the help of Bernie and a few other people coordinating with the ZNA. In the past, the Southeast have always had foreign trainees come over to help them train quicker. I'm busy with Mark from Holland discussing having our judging organisation running that side of it, where we supply trainees to them and they supply trainees to us to help them get more show time. But again, it's the costs involved, so it's a headache really, but we'll get there. I would love to find a way of getting them qualified quicker, but because you need to spend time with all the judges and learn from all the judges, there's not enough shows. You know, it gets harder as the years go on because the section shows, they can't really afford having lots of judges come or trainees come. Normally, when the BKS, we won the umbrella of the BKS, we would send 3 or 4 trainees to one show, when in reality you only need 1 trainee. But you've got to be better trainees and try and get that knowledge base up. So it is hard.
Bernie says you took 5, 3 as a trainee plus 2 as probationers.
Yeah, because Mr. Pritchard kept knocking us back for being a naughty boy.
I've got.
I'm quite opinionated.
I've got a question for you, Alan.
I've been talking. Colin's been messaging me separately. Okay, and I needed him to put it in writing onto the screen just to solidify it. So here it is. Right, to help the guys at the National, they said they want to reach 4,000 people through the door. So to get behind you and for appreciation of what you do, he is going to donate £30 for every 100 people that comes through. So I have just gone back to Colin on WhatsApp. I have suggested that what we do is once we get the figures through, Matt, can we? What we'll do is we will split the donation, 50% to the National Koi Show, and 50% to the Koi judges, because I know that they have to be self-funding now, and Colin has agreed to that. So that will give you both a little bit of a cash injection if you so wish to take it on board.
Only if you can say what the new judging association is.
Well, I don't need to. I'll let Alan do that bit. Is that something that you can accept? Because I don't know what your governance is, or
from a judging.
I mean,
go on, Matt. Go on. No, you go first.
Absolutely, very, very generous. Firstly, thank you. Just want to make sure you understand what you're signing up to.
He does.
Taken aback with that. So thank you, Colin.
Colin is very just so you're aware. Colin has been keeping koi for many, many, many years. He's very invested into the hobby. He can't make it to the National this year because his missus booked a holiday away. Although I told him he should cancel that because the koi show only comes once a year and he can go on holiday any time. But he didn't listen because he'd get in trouble. But he does enjoy the koi shows, and I'll say, Cole, that is super generous of you. Alan, can you do that, or has he got to do it in another way?
No, because we're not under the umbrella of the BKS now. The GSC have to be self-funded, which is nearly impossible to do unless I can get sponsorship from different areas. We can't run a show and make money from a show. So we've got to then rely on the generosity for the training program. The training program costs £1,500 a year to run. So the first 2 years were fine because the BKS give us a small fund to get started with. But then I've got to then chase up trying to get sponsorship. And if Colin wants to do that, that'll be a massive weight off my shoulder. Because if I didn't get sponsorship in 2 years' time, I'll have to close the training program for the trainees. So what Colin's suggesting, I've had a discussion with Matt, but again, Matt's got a fund, and his fund has been spent this year on banners, all sorts, because the BKS aren't there. So Matt's had to replace every banner in that showground to take the BKS off all them.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's had loads of costs with different equipment to replace stuff that was BKS stuff. So Matt and me's had a chat about this already, and we'll revisit it probably the end of next year when he's getting his funds sorted and he's got everything in place, and then we'll look at it again. Because the training program was funded by the BKS. The training program started in 1985 was the first time it was mentioned, and it was really set away in 1987. So the GSC's been here all that time, but funded by the BKS. A lot of people didn't realise what the BKS funded, but that didn't stop what happened with the BKS, and there wasn't anybody to run it. So,
yeah, look at that comment, Crafty. Can you see it?
Well, I've just put it up, but I want Alan to read it without announcing it.
Yeah, I've just read it. I'll tell. It's basically Colin has offer to sponsor the judges every year for 1,500 quid, which is a massive relief for me. It means I can try and speed up the process of getting trainees through their courses. It may mean I have to do more than 1 or 2 courses a year to try and get them through quicker. And I would like that to happen, because the 7 years, to commit to a training program for 7 years is bloody hard. And some people will get sick.
I just want to throw into the mix there, Al, during the course of Matt and I's proposal to continue the National Koi Show when the BKS eventually came to a halt. We always sort of be minded that we will support. We want to support your training, because it's the future. We need judges. We need the future of everything for the national to progress and to continue. That's the personal reason why I'm on the show committee, because I just wanted to keep on going year in, year out. Even when I step down, it's got a future. And me and Matt are minded to support your training program.
No, it's much appreciated. I did speak to Matt about this, but I knew what you were spending, so I'm not going to push Matt and you this year, because I knew what you were spending.
Yeah, but we obviously we're not going to discuss this year now, but obviously we'll have that conversation with you at some point.
Don't forget, Al, right, and not to make this about not to make this a meeting about your association and what other clubs can do, but all clubs should really get behind you. And actually, Colin, thank you, mate. I mean, that is just immense. And Al, can I pass your number on to Colin?
Yeah, you
is
can.
That okay.
I need to speak to Colin tomorrow.
I'll exchange numbers between you and Colin, so you guys can have a talk in the background. But
one little point just to end that. I know you want to move on and talk about other things, Crafty, is that the premier show is the national. We got the biggest show in the country, and we are like duty bound to help that training program. But we're not the only ones. We're an independent show now, and the other club shows need to, and they probably won't be able to match, the sort of extent that we can support that. But they all need to get involved in that.
Yeah, I will be sitting down with all the show chairs in the coming end of this season, and having a chat with them about the same thing again.
Yeah.
I've just got something else coming up in the background, Al, and I'll put that on the screen as and when, or if they do. But if they choose not to, I'll speak to you after the show, if that's okay. Just so you're aware, I may be calling you after the show. So, I mean, Colin does say, let's do 100% to the national this year, and he will also sponsor the judges. There you go. So
I could have gone and spoke to some dealers. I've already had some dealers say they would get involved. But the problem again then is we've got to be white on white. So it can't be someone that is in the trade, i.e. selling fish. Because if your fish that you sold wins at the national, that would be then accused of being a favoritism towards you guys. So you've got to be careful where you can get the funding from. It would be dead easy for me to come to say, Pete, I need some money off you from your boss, and then people can then accuse me of being biased towards your business or Dave's business or Lee's business or any of the other dealers I know. I'm doing an event shortly with the Koi Farm, doing a Koi Appreciation Day. I've done one thing with you this year. I've been to Shosha, and I try to get around all the dealers to build a relationship with all the dealers as well. We've all got to work together. There was too much in the past where it was them and us. When the national used to be massive, everybody worked together. Then things drifted apart and dealers were pushed aside by certain committees. We all got to get back together. We've all got to work together to make the shows viable and successful and what people want to go to.
That's right.
Alan.
100%.
The power of YouTube.
Wow. Well, I've got to thank
Rachel and Matt that came on earlier. They will also donate £1,500 a year to the judges training program. I've got their details, Al, so I know who these people are, mate. So you don't have to make any notes, pal. All right, but again, can I pass over your telephone number for this as well?
Yeah, you
Guy,
can.
thank you very, very much. I mean, to be fair, man, this is what it's all about. It shows that there is commitment out there. And to be honest, we haven't, and the guys will say, we have not spoken about anything that's going to be on this show other than can we come on the show this week, right? So, you know, that is, there's been no baiting, no nothing, you know, whatsoever. So there you go. And I was going to say, you know, it's not just.
Well, you need to give a few more to me, Paul. I haven't seen any.
to be perfectly honest, I mean that's proof that it's out there if people are aware of what's going on, right? So you know, for me, well, I'm super stacked that sort of generosity has been coming in, and actually knowing both Colin and Matt and Rachel, they're all banging class people as well. So you know, hopefully that they'll be true to the word. I can't imagine they won't. If they are, I'll brick Colin's Aston's windows, mate. It's not a problem.
And now Alan can sleep easier.
So
thing is, it helps the shows. Obviously, we've already touched on it. Ian's already said it. You know, without the judges, there's no shows. Without the shows, there's no judges. It's got to work together.
And without the patrons, the membership, the people that want to exhibit, you know, and everybody else, they've all got a little moving part in our hobby. Everybody's got a moving part, whether it's dealerships, hobbyists, YouTubers, judges, show people. Everyone's got a moving part, and you've got to support each other. How many times have I've said that I am a massive believer of supporting each other, believe in each other, and help each other. That, you know, ultimately that's what it's about.
Yeah, well-oiled machine. Everything should all contribute to move forward.
I have got more questions. Let's get into them. All right. So awesome. Thank you, everyone there. Dave, this one's for you. From Paul Gibbons, have you got a backup plan for when you trip the electric this year?
That's not for Dave. That's for me, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm just making sure he ain't got a kettle, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Just blame the new dealer.
Yeah, hey, I'm bringing a battery pack. Don't worry about that, or a gas cooker. I don't need electric for my tea.
That was the reason you requested him next to you. Now I know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's no flies on me, Matt. No, it was the one year I've always done it. When we rig up the electrics, I normally get a fish bag and put that over the electrics. And it was the one year, for whatever reason, we forgot to do one. Then every time you netted a koi, that got put onto the vat and that was dripping down. And yes, I was the one that was looking around the show going, who is it?
We were as well, to be fair.
Well, just a word of advice, Dave.
Yeah.
The lads have spent, for Paul, the electrician, a cattle prod. So if you trip it this year, you're going to get something.
While your feet are in water.
Yeah, while my feet are. Yeah, I have to hold a bucket of water. Yeah. No, it will not happen for sure.
Yeah. You've started a debate, to be fair, because our Sparky's already said, well, we need to change the ampage throughout each one so it trips it further upstream so we can identify it. But it's the cost. So it's you know, we're there. We know what we need to do. And
I know a good Sparky, Matt.
Now he knows what's coming this week to look at that.
I know a good Sparky. I'll have a word with him, see whether or not we can sort something out for you. Carp, Mark, Lester. There you go. One for the comments. Each person take a punt on how many showfish will be benched in the show. Think was around 500 last year.
Well, he won't be winning that then if he's putting that down for last year.
Well
put it
out
that way.
have a go, because actually that's quite interesting. How many? Do you know how many there was off the top of your head? Anybody on the bottom row?
About 350.
Oh,
oh well, you didn't say don't say it.
I just right. So it's about 350. There you go. Nevertheless, it doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be the same amount this year, because
I
you
thought it
can
was higher than
only
that.
put so many fish into a vat, and it's done on a point scoring system. Right. So if you choose to bring more, then each smaller fish scores less points. Is that correct off the top of my head?
That's right. Yeah, and a maximum. Is it still 13 fish per vat? A maximum?
I'd have to look. I thought it was
Well,
Yeah, because it's normally 52 points, isn't it? Depending on what size fish they are, and then but if you're taking toes, it's like 1 or 1.5 points. But there's a maximum of 13 per vat, isn't there? I think.
I'll have to
70.
get the book out with it all laminated
Alan,
up, ready
help
for the
him out,
show.
mate.
Come
would
on,
you?
Alan. That's about right, isn't it?
I'm
It's
just
about right.
I'm telling you, there's going to be 512 fish in the show this year.
There you go.
Wow. I don't know if Crafty wants me to say, but I reckon it'll be around that because the dealer show last year we've put on pause. So that's 9 additional
17.
exhibitor vats. And exhibitors can have more fish in there than what the dealer show could have.
You're out of order, mate. I've got some banging fish this year for that show that you didn't put on.
We need to look at ways to bring it back, can't we?
I'm still bringing
So,
them, Matt, actually, because they'll be up for sale. To be perfectly,
I was going to say, yeah.
Jeff Leeds has asked quite a good question, actually, Matt. He was a member of the BKKS at time of closing. Am I now a show patron? Let me just expand on that. Let's make it a little bit more of a broader sort of question. How do people know if they're a show patron or not?
They should be getting emails from me.
Yeah.
It's simple as no. So let me rewind on that. So first off, Jeff, if you were a member at the time of closing, then you are, unless you voted against the show, then you are a show patron. Yes. I can have a look at the list. That's one of the things I've got to do tomorrow, actually. I'm going to send an email out to the patrons just highlighting the show is up and coming in, reminding all show patrons that providing they bring some ID along, they have free entry as a way of thank you for supporting the show and voting for it. And that's just a little thank you that was in our proposal as well. So
if specific people want to be checked, they can contact you, Matt, can't they?
I was about to say yes.
Yeah.
So I can look up while someone else is answering another question.
Mate, put it over to Ian. So if they come to you, direct to Ian. He's just dropped you well in it, mate. Just like you're going to get.
I'm used to that. I'm used to that. Don't worry.
That's not my department. Mate. That's not my department.
My first year to visit this year, we have a family-run store and never managed to get it free on show weekend. So that's awesome. Tip your hat to Matt and let him know who you are. And no doubt,
you'll get a free pond bomb.
Right, I've got an announcement to make. On Saturday, for those people that don't know, because it's not well advertised, it is Armed Forces Day. I was approached by Ian last week, I think it was now. Matt received a call or spoke to somebody that was a veteran, asking whether or not they get free entry. And the answer to that is no, you do not. You don't, just because you're a veteran, we've got to support the show scene, So it's only, how much is it to get in this year, Matt? A tenner or 50 quid or?
12
quid,
adult,
like that.
20 quid for a weekend pass, under 16s free.
Right, so it's not a huge amount of money, but it goes a long way for these guys, as we've just discussed. However, both Lee and I, being ex-veterans, being veterans and both ex-services, Matt and Ian and the chair and the committee have agreed to give us a limited number of pin badges. That we will donate to people. And Lee and I have had a chat, and what we're agreeing is if you can present yourself to one of us with proof that you was in the military, maybe a veterans card or
Bullet wound.
proof, or what, Lee?
A bullet wound.
Bullet wound, yeah, missing leg, that sort of thing. Then first come, first served, you will be given a badge as a little summer. Does that mean me and you get one for free, Lee?
Maybe. I mean, I haven't got an ID card, but I got a bullet wound to show.
Well, I think you're both patrons, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we'll give them. I mean, I'm a giver, not a taker.
Oh, I'm a giver. No, I'm a taker.
I know you are. I share a room with you.
So, right, Matt? Patrons. Yeah. What do patrons get for this show? And explain the word patrons and why it's a little bit different this year to last year, mate.
Yes. Well, Jeff Lees, I've just checked. He is a patron.
There you go, Jeff. Congratulations.
Unless there's two Jeff Lees in the world, I'm sure there is, but probably not watching this channel and is a coin enthusiast. So hopefully you come into the show and you will have free entry. So rewind a year ago, when we were gearing up for the 2025 show, we had the BKKS. The BKKS have members. Those members, the membership was open and anyone could join the BKKS and become a member. After the AGM in April last year, membership was paused. As in, if you're already a member, you could renew or you remained a member, but no new members were taken on. And the reason for that was no one come forward to continue the BKKS. So to stop people joining en masse to perhaps vote for other things, it was decided to pause the sign up of BKKS membership. So that was essentially held in stasis. And then a vote come for myself and Ian's proposal to continue with the show, and everything that proposal included was sent out to the members to vote on, or essentially total disillusionment of the BKKS and the show, and the money and everything split out equally across the membership. Thankfully, and we're very grateful that the BKKS members overwhelmingly voted to continue the show. As a result of that, all of the members of the BKKS, if they were paid up members at that point in time, and they become patrons. The caveat is if you didn't vote for the proposal, then they were given the money as if it was all dissolved. So everyone, regardless, if you didn't vote, you've automatically become a show patron. If you did vote yes for the proposal, you are a patron. We haven't opened up our membership yet. That is something that this summer, instead of resting, we will be looking at and sorting out what that involves. To be perfectly honest, the reason we've not done it is because we had a show to organise, and this year we had limited time to do it with everything else we had to do in the background to get it off of the ground. So we will be opening that at a future date.
There's one important point to highlight there, Matt, isn't it? Is that, when we work as a show committee for like how many months, then we have an off season as well, don't we? And running into this show, we never had an off season because we were working in the background to sort out the continuation of the show, via the BKKS situation. So we haven't really had any sort of off season breakaway like we normally do.
It's been full on for the last 12 months, and it will be nice to have a little break, recharge our batteries, but we're also conscious we've got other things we need to do that we have committed to as well. So yeah, that has answered the question, I think. BKKS members, if they were signed up members, they are now patrons. except if they voted against, and then they got their remuneration. They get free entry to the show this year and next, and the first 200 through the gate. I need to check what I said now. The first 200 through the gate patrons will get a pin badge for free as a thank you, and there will be pin badges without patrons on it for people to buy as well. So
how much will they be, Matt?
£5 if I remember correctly what we set them at. So they're for £5.
And I've had a few over, two
Yeah,
sets.
they're really nice.
I like them. I think they're a good.
I really like them. Yeah, a nice little keepsake.
What else can we expect other than fish, Matt? Face painting, bouncing
juggling,
beer, and all that. Is there anything else?
So I think Dave's has got a little announcement actually that he might want to make now. It might be a nice segue into it.
Yeah, well, obviously, Yusuke Ogata will be making an appearance at the National over the weekend. He's flying in.
Who is that?
Yusuke Ogata is now the president, along with his mother, Manabu Ogata's wife. They're now the presidents of Ogata Koi Farm. Manabu is now stepping a little bit into the back. He says he is, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, Yusuke's the new blood now from Ogata Koi Farm. So he's coming over to the UK, and he's going to be visiting Tony at Koi Water Barn and coming to the show with Tony, I believe. And then Sunday night, he's going to travel back to ours. He's going to stop overnight. We're going to go out for the day somewhere Monday, and then we'll take him to the airport Tuesday. So
are we still going out for food on Saturday night, Dave? Or?
Yeah, he's coming out with us. Yeah, he's going to come out Saturday night with us. So
KFC.
Yeah. No, I've asked him if he likes hot Indian, and he said not a problem. So he's just actually got back from Vietnam, I believe. He's been traveling about. So it's the new blood of the Ogata Koi Farm. So I think that'll be quite interesting, and I think he'll do the tour of all the dealers there and see what's what. So
does he speak good English?
Perfect.
Awesome.
So is he approachable as a person?
Very much. Really nice lad. Really nice lad.
Has he ever seen a human mosquito? We'll keep that for Saturday night.
I'll let you ask him that one, Lee. But no, he's very approachable. Ever so nice lad. So yeah, it's going to be quite good, I think.
So that's one Japanese breeder. What else have we got, Matt?
Well, we get two Japanese breeders.
Yeah.
So we got Contro from Sakai Fish Farm as well coming over. So Koi Water Barn and Tony have, I think they've announced, well, I know they've announced that on socials as well. They're coming over and will be at the show. And to have two Japanese breeders coming over is really, really good for the show. I'm very grateful and really looking forward to it.
And people should approach some people as well.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
There's nothing worse for them, is there, to stand there like a spare part with nobody saying hello or discussing, ask them questions about what they do and stuff like that. Get to know, if you can't get to Japan to talk to these people, this is an opportunity, right? So and take posters and stuff to get them to sign it, because that'll be good fun.
Yusuke, he's very approachable. He's a really nice lad. He's very, very approachable.
And that's a good point. Where else in the UK do you get the opportunity to visit an event that has two of the Japanese breeders at? Well, it's next weekend. It's at the National Koi Show. So
it's not just Japanese breeders, though, Matt, is there? We've also got somebody from. Am I going to put the words in your mouth?
Depends who you're thinking of now. So we've got
I'll drop it. So it's a very well-known koi food.
Yep.
Well, we got Seabay coming over as well.
So we got the managing director of Saki Hikari coming over, Tomitsu-san. Hopefully I've pronounced that correct. I might need to work on that for the next week. So he's coming over and representing Saki Hikari, and they, as you can see, they've very generously supported the show for a long time, providing our exhibitors their prize awards in the shape of koi food, Saki Hikari koi food. So he's coming over. I think he's going to be floating around the dealers that sell Saki Hikari. I think I know he's also at Absolute Koi, where they're launching a new product range brand as well. So anyone's got any questions around Saki Hikari, and
don't come and see me, I'll be busy with fish.
so yes, and as you said, Lee,
one interesting point is there, right, is that Saki Hikari Japan do support the show, because obviously the food is distributed in the UK under license for a distributor, but it all comes from the parent company and the support. So that's quite critical, yeah.
Any questions, fire it to them rather than us.
Yeah.
Right, because there's always one question that is the burning desire. It's all about price. Ask him.
Yeah.
Right, because it's always the dealers get the flack on it. Lee, you mentioned another one that was
I think Seabay's coming over, isn't he? Well, I know Seabay's coming over. He's my my double trouble twin when we go to Japan and stuff. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with him. I think he may be guest judging as well, isn't he, Alan?
Nope.
He's not. Okay, so he's not judging. Okay.
He's going to be part of the Shinkokai award.
Right.
So
okay.
Yeah.
So, and that brings you on to the Shinkokai award that Dave, you're part of, and Mike Hughes is coordinating and organising on behalf of the Shinkokai members in the UK. Which,
Dave, what is the Shinkokai, mate?
Yeah.
Well, it's an organisation in Japan to promote the Nishikigoi, basically. So everything good about Nishikigoi. So, and worthwhile joining as a dealer, I believe. So
it's not just an anybody club, though, is it?
No, we were invited by Okawa. Okawa invited us to join, and he filled out all the forms and put it into place because obviously Yonichi, his brother, is the southern. I don't know if they call him presidents but he's in charge of the southern division of the Shinkokai. So yeah, we were asked to join. I think we've been members now possibly 5-6 years, if not maybe another year onto that. Yeah, 5 or 6 years at least. So
it's by invite mainly, isn't it? So you have to get some sort of prestigiousness in order to be able to become part of that. But
it's worthwhile, I personally believe.
And those people that if you see a load of old men walking around with white caps on, right, or maybe a white T-shirt to accompany it for some of them, that's the Shinkokai members having a little wander around and picking on fish to award. Ian, you won a Shinkokai award, haven't you? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, one time, yeah.
Was it what was it? Shiro Atsuri?
No, it was
don't remember, do you?
No, it was definitely a Kwaku.
Yeah, the Kahaku it was, yeah. Anybody else, Matt? Because I may have one that you may not know about, but
so hopefully loads of the general public, but no other breeders.
Okay, let me give you one then that's coming over. Bear with me. I'm just gonna find it now. He says, well, I'll tell you. The owner of the Keegan koi food that is being launched at the National, Theo, his name is. He's also coming over to help promote the new koi food. So I know there's a lot of talk on YouTube about it and whatnot. I'm going to give people a few facts in a couple of weeks' time, and I think that some of the crap that's been put out there that people listen to, you're gonna kick yourself. Those people that put it out there. But if you've got any questions on why Keegan food is such a new koi food to cast your eye on, or keep your ear to the ground for results on, Theo's going to be coming around as well, and he is coming over with Chris Giles from SKS again, who was a guest on the show. I think was it
a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
I've got mine like a sieve. And he will also be coming round to Dave, Lee, and I as well, I believe. So there is only a few dealers that have been selected to be able to sell it as well. Which gives it some sort of, I don't know, exclusivity, I suppose.
It would be remiss of me as well not to mention Jerome from FD Food. Actually, he will hopefully be there supporting, because FD Food as well very kindly support our exhibitors. Every exhibitor will get a free bag of FD Food for just as a thank you for bringing their fish to the show. We touched on earlier how well, I think I won't say what someone said about how nerve-wracking perhaps it is bringing fish to the show, and it's just a small appreciation that FD Food are helping us with and kindly giving each exhibitor, which is fantastic that we can give something back, or FD is supporting us to give something back to our exhibitors. So, and it's great that I've seen so many posts from the trades that are attending that I think, Dave, you put on that video and just a quick cutaway shot of the fish that will be on sale exclusively at the National Koi Show. And I've seen other dealers saying a new product launch at the show. So it is fantastic that people are launching products and holding their toe side back, certain selections toe side back for the show. It's really good to see, and I can list the reasons why people should really come along. It's there you go.
We did talk about this again before as well. I mean, take a friend. You've got a car with 4 seats. If there's only 2 of you in there, grab 2 more, and then we'll have a really good show at the weekend. Then I'm sure.
Dave's still on mute. Someone unmute him.
Hang on, Dave. Hang on. Let me help you out there, mate.
That's better. I can hear you now, guys.
We still can't hear Dave.
I can't unmute him. Dave, little button on your mic. Is it flashing?
Well, Dave's figuring that out. It's funny you say that, Lee. I remember coming to the Koi Show before Ian dragged me in to do the raffle selling tickets. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
And me and must have been 3 of us in the car. We bought the measuring bowls, the 1 meter measuring bowls, 2 of them. Wasn't a comfortable journey on the way home, in the back with 3 measuring bowls.
What I was saying, Matt, is the main reason, because I'm not the biggest one for putting videos out there with me talking, as you all well know, but I thought it was quite important this year because, again, harping back to what we spoke about earlier on, I thought a certain video put out was not right to do at that time before a National Koi Show, and just for clicks, that annoyed me a little bit. So that's the reason I put something out, because I want to encourage as many people to go to this show. I don't think anything should be out there to try and discourage people, or So that was the main reason I wanted to put something out there for you guys, because as I alluded to in that video, people just don't realize the sheer amount of work that goes on, not just on the weekend, but the months and months leading up to the show that all you guys and girls have to do. And as I said, and dealers. Yeah, I mean, everybody puts an awful lot of work in for somebody to, in my opinion, to put a video out to try and tip the cart, if I'm honest. So that was the main reason behind it, Matt. And long may the national reign.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you know, I think there's more good out there than bad. All right, there's going to be people out there that jump on a bandwagon, keyboard warriors, etc. It is what it is. YouTube won't change, unfortunately. But ultimately, if, like I say, we put them videos out, if you don't come along, you're missing out. Nobody else. All right, but there's going to be loads of people come without a shadow of a doubt,
I think
one
so.
video or not. You know,
all I ask is people reach out to me and speak to me.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm pretty approachable, and I'd like to think I listen and take on board.
I don't know about the pretty
we
bit.
might.
Yeah, I don't, it depends what shorts you're going to put on the day about approachable section. You know.
You know what? I did think about lining up behind so we could have a poll tonight to see which ones you want me in. But I thought someone might put the option of none, so I thought we wouldn't do that.
I want to know if the vice chairman's going to be joining you in a pair.
Wow. Hopefully not the same pair.
Sorry, Dave, I can't hear what Matt's saying at the moment, which is not a bad thing, probably.
Right. Paul Williams has asked quite a good question, irrespective of membership number. How are you going to validate those that? How are you going to validate the patrons, Matt? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I'm going to send an email, and I think I've posted it, but I will send directly emails to all patrons, and we ask them just to bring an ID, whatever ID with them. We've got a list of patrons, so if they present their ID, we tick them off. Job done.
Have you got a separate? Ian's having a right man. He's got 3 cameras in here now. Hang on a sec. Let me just remove Ian there.
One camera's enough for Ian.
All
Why
right,
are you doing that?
Now. There you go. It's causing me a right. Have you got somebody exclusively dealing with patrons separately, so you're not holding everyone up?
There won't be. It's literally, if you're a patron, they'll be directed to a specific area at the entrance, and then we just ask for proof of ID, and then we tick you off. You know, we trust those patrons, but we also have to have a bit of due diligence ourselves to make sure you're not going to come in and then the next person says, I'm Paul Williams, and he comes in as well. So once there's one Paul Williams ticked off, then the next Paul Williams can't come in.
There you go. Colin Holland puts a good shout out there. Let's make this the biggest turnout, right, to prove that one video can't poo-poo what everybody that takes part in, like, put the amount of work and effort and money that gets put into it doesn't get poo-pooed off of the back of one bit of bad press. You know, that was actually unfair, in my opinion.
So on talking about actually the showground, something that when I came on last time that was brought up was around the food and drink facilities.
Yeah.
We have got an additional food chaos there, I've been advised. So I am hoping and praying for everyone that there will be an improvement this year for that. So we have tried to address that, and we have been working with the Heart of England to feed that back, and they've told me they are going to double. So let's be fair, that's one facility to 2 kiosks there for people. So
what about seating, Matt? Are they going to put some of it? Because last year was a little bit people sitting on the floor and stuff, because they can only do what they can do, but I mean, double the amount of seating would be quite nice for the area.
Yes, I've also brought that up and said we need more. I've been up to the showground a couple of times in the last few weeks because I needed to drop some stuff off, and I don't know whether it's coincidence, but I've seen them actually making some new benches. So I'm hoping those new benches will be for us as well. So yes, there was a distinct lack of chairs and benches last year, and we certainly need more. So I'll be on that on the Thursday if they haven't arrived, asking for them to get their JCB to lift them into place. So yes.
Right. So Ian, apologies for covering your ugly mug, mate.
It's okay, mate.
However, little poll is for everyone watching. If you just click on the number that corresponds to what days, it give these guys an idea of what to expect. While we're on that, while you guys are pushing your buttons, I want to just ask Alan a question because I've heard it pop up a few times.
What?
Aragoki.
I'm there on Monday.
Aragoki.
Yeah, it's a fish.
That's a koi, right? Where do they fit within the varieties, and how do they get judged, my friend?
Normally,
because there's been a lot of people that they say this and this, but nobody really knows. It's only what people making educated guesses or just a stab in the dark quite often.
And I think there's going to be a lot exhibited this year because I mean I know, I've sold a lot of really good ones on the WhatsApp auction, so I reckon there's going to be people keen on taking those.
What class does it go in? How?
Normally in a fish and chip shop with butter.
Horrible man.
Yeah, judging can be tricky because the scales aren't uniformed. They're all over the place. If it had been Ishigaki style, then I would place that above an Aragoki because the scalation is so much more uniformed all the way over the pattern. They're still a Deutsch fish, so it's still hard for them to shift a wagoi when they're in Kawari Mono. Now you'll have, can you imagine Aragoki competing against the wagoi Kahatu Sankey? Sure. Unless they're superb in every detail, they're going to struggle to beat them. If they come into the Kawari Mono class, then they've got a chance. It's a tricky one. I haven't yet. I'm going to have to do it. Most of you
Basically,
know.
everyone's bringing their Aragokis.
We have a standards manual, which is to train the trainees, but I haven't done the draft for Aragoki yet because it's only this year we're going to see lots more of them. In the past, ZNA actually wouldn't judge them, but they are now. So there's got to be standard route, and that's the tricky one. Is what style of scalation is better than another scalation. For me, it's just dealers selling fish, usually at the top, trying to sell fish, saying they're good fish, when in reality, you know they're not. Let's be fair, they were culled so hard in the past. So
there's some truth in that, Alan, because I was out in Japan many years ago and I was offered some and nobody would take them, and the breeders used to just go, all right, okay, we'll get rid of them.
Yeah.
But listen, you dinosaur. We got to keep with the times, and fashion moves on. I know you've still got bell bottoms on as we're speaking.
No, you look a little Welsh kid.
I would imagine
heels.
He's still got his Cubans on, yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they're a Deutsch fish, and you've got to judge them accordingly. It isn't easy. But we'll write a standard and then not tell anybody.
But they are, Leal confirmed, they're so popular right now, Alan.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So I do think they deserve to be judged, correctly, really, I suppose. I mean, it's
correctly, young man. They will be judged correctly.
You're a good man, Alan.
I'll taste the batter first and see if it's any good.
Right, thank you for clearing that one up for us, mate.
I didn't.
Well, you sort of give a better response than anybody else. So it was a fairly even split on the poll.
That's surprising.
That was surprising. I was expecting more Saturday because that's generally what we see.
Yeah, but most people
Although,
like
yeah, my preference is to go on the Sunday because you get to see the awards.
But this is the thing. Saturdays, we've generally, and let's hope, we have nice long queues for the doors to open at 9 o'clock. And it was non-stop last year on the Saturday through the gate pretty much until midday, even further. And on the Sunday, I kind of looked out and I'm like, there's no queue. And I'm like, it looked noticeably quieter, but actually it wasn't massively. People just come throughout the day on the Sunday. What we have done this year, like we did last year, was we are going to announce a couple of the awards on the Saturday. So, I mean, that's no big news. We did it last year, and I won't be announcing whose fish they are, or else Alan will be battering me again this year.
Yep.
But yes, we've got Grand Champion, Best Non-Go Sankey, and a couple others being announced on the Saturday.
Announcing on the Saturday. Remember not to give names this time, though, Matt.
I've already, yeah. I'm not going to live that one down, am I?
No, you really can't do that.
And reserve champion now.
Yeah,
it's not reserve champion, is it? What have we called? What have we renamed it this year? Come on, remind me. Or is it reserve champion? What's our official?
Just remind me. Are you the show chair?
Yeah, well, that's why I've got you guys.
No, I just want to put in a very special award that will be announced as well on the Sunday. Is Tafaguchi's #1. So there is another little award to go into that mix. So yeah, it means the most, I think. Except for GC, possibly.
I'm now checking what we blooming called it. That's not right. I'll have a look. Let you know.
I think Gary's hit the nail on the head. Alan is 50 plus VAT. So everyone thinks that you're in your 60s, Al. Little do they know that you're 82, mate. Not one person got it right, mate.
I've got news for you. This is your last national once I drown you in the vat.
I knew you was going to threaten me with that. So, well, I'll tell you. I don't know. Where's Matt going now? Has he gone to resort the?
He's waiting to see if
He's back.
He's got to get a different locked-up.
Right, we are coming up to time. I'm going to do another 6 minutes. Another question to you, Al. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because actually, you know,
I like this. It's easy for me.
What have you found? What your reserve champion is yet?
No, I'm trying to find it now.
If people want to become a judge, Al, right now you've got loads of sponsorship to get people through. If people are serious about becoming a judge, how do they approach? Do they just approach you, or what's the score?
Just go on to UK. Just type in UK KOI judges. It'll take you to our website, which most people should look at because there's a lot of information on there, and you'll get the details of the training officer to contact Christine Wolger, and she will deal with everything for you.
Okay.
So go on to UK on your browser, just put in UK KOI judges, and it'll bring you to our page.
So there you go. I was wrong.
Yeah, the national grab me. Christine's there, and so Christine will take all the information.
So we haven't renamed the reserve grand champion. We've renamed what was the best non-Go Sankey. We've renamed it to the non-Go Sankey grand champion. So we've got grand champion, reserve grand champion, and non-Go Sankey grand champion.
Which could be an Aragoki.
It could be. There could be a big one there.
There you go. So I've done exactly what Alan said. So it does work. Why are these photos so old?
Oh, what are you trying to say about the photos,
No, the
Crafty?
photos, not the people, just the photos. Right. This is a site that most people, well, people don't look at, but it tells you everything you need to know on here. Well, not everything. It tells you a huge amount. You know, even down to what the guys do and where they go. And I think it gives a really good insight into judges and what their legacies are. So these guys get, I don't know, Al's a friend.
Here's the one for you. Well, you got
Go
that picture up. Don't read what's on there, you. Who's the woman in the middle, Crafty?
I don't know, mate.
Why have they all got white top hats on?
You should know who she is. You're a dealer.
Nope, I don't know.
Oh my God. Just bought the most expensive KJUKO in the world. It's dead.
Well, it's not the point, is it?
Is she Chinese?
Ying
Ying Chuing. Is that how you say her surname?
Yeah, that's who she is. That's at the European show, that one.
But nevertheless, library goes back a hell of a long way. All of quite a lot of archives and that. Have a look on it, guys, because these are the sort of websites where you find a lot of information. And again, I don't think people realise what's out there for them because they're not advised enough for it. You know, I've gone on there and there's some. Yeah, there you go. Like this one. This one's great.
Yeah, this whole website is kept really up to date on a regular basis by Bernie Woolens. Bernie's superb at doing this side of the judging for me. Because I've got a great team that works with us.
See,
you touched on the photos, and I tell you what, at the National, the one thing I actually always struggle with is photos. Not Liam in the pictures of the fish. I'm talking of the general showground. We're too busy to take photos. And it's actually when we come to it, it's like, well, where's the photos we can use?
Right, let me help you out then. Let me help you out.
Anyone takes photos, send it to me.
A very easy way to do that. If you set up a Dropbox, right, on your website and then get people to either, in fact, they could even just tag you on pictures on Facebook, right, and then or set up a Dropbox for people to put stuff in, right, and you can then obviously use them, you know.
And what I would suggest is, why don't you set up a little competition? Whoever you deem to win the best photo of the weekend, give them free entrance. Give them free entrance next year. One free entrance, but then that will give you a load of content.
One caveat: Liam Bess is excluded from that one.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Are we allowed to do that? Are we allowed to stop him?
Yeah.
It captures the ambience of the show.
Yeah. So there we are. That's a really, and then you'll have some good photos.
Yeah, you know, because you'll get 1,000,001 fish. Don't get me wrong, but you tend not to get the groups of people having fun and a laugh or even just studying fish. You know, that's the bit that you need.
Totally. Yep.
And I think actually you should probably mention a bit of etiquette about the show. Maybe you don't want drones there that's not licensed, etc. It's probably a good thing to mention that, isn't it? I would have thought.
You would.
So we're not going to hopefully have to be chasing around the showground trying to find out who's flying drones this year.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm
yes,
licensed.
Sorry, Crafty.
I've got a license.
So, so that's fine. But we've had one person approach us to do some drone images and photos. I know he was watching earlier, so we've allowed him because he's got a license and insurance, and there won't be any others other than the show drones.
Fair enough.
Purely for health and safety reasons and insurance reasons. We don't, we don't want to poo-poo anyone's enjoyment of the show, but we just can't in public events with masses of crowds have drones flying around over the showground. So my plea to people is please don't do that. Take photos on your phones. By all means, send them to the National Show Facebook account. And
say that again, Matt, because you broke off.
By all means, just take some photos on your phones and cameras, and send them to me, and then we can use them moving forward. Again, just general, what I would like to think is common sense. Please don't go mooching around out the back of dealers in everything. Just stick to the areas that the general public should be in. That there's biosecurity reasons around that, as well as health and safety stuff. We've got electrics and everything around that. There's a reason why we want people to enjoy the show where they are in the showground, and not in the extremities where we have clearly got signs up to say no public in those areas now. So yeah, and if all else fails, I'll just lay some mines again. So we can go down that route.
That's right. I've got some nice bar mines or claymores. They always work well.
Yeah, we've got. I'm quite. Liam messaged me today, and he's got. I think it's the first proof, but he's got the show program through, and he's really, really happy with it, which is good, seeing he's producing it, World of Nishikigoi. So that's been done, and I think the whole committee are quite proud that we do produce a show program that is very useful for me. The last year's one, how many pages?
I've kept all of them.
Yeah, 66 pages. Oh, hello, Willow. 66 pages, some great articles in there, and a lovely little keepsake from the show. Like you say, Crafty, I've kept some, and I found one online when Mr. Jenkins was show chair as well. So yeah.
So I said to Liam that I'd give him a little plug today. So this is his website, theworldofnishikigoi.com. Just showing this, it's a little slideshow on his website, but an absolute fabulous magazine. And let's face it, when you look at the quality, and if you weren't part of it, I know he's been on, but if you're not part of it, he has got a stand at the show, and it is absolutely fantastic. I'll tell you what, though, I was a little bit peeved, because after Liam come on, I was sitting next to myself waiting for the next book to come through, and it never arrived. And then I see Seabayer put up on Facebook that he's got his copy, and I was like, "Where's mine gone?" So I got hold of Liam, and he looked back and said, "Oh yeah, your subscription ran out. I would have sent you an email. It's probably gone to your spam folder." And there it was in the spam. Now I've lost my sub, so I've got to buy everything from the shop. But I'll be purchasing my up-to-date copy when I get to the show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure his parents will be manning his stand while he's taking the photos at the show. But he's got a new volume out, hasn't he? In the last few weeks, like you said, Crafty, that will be available at the showground to purchase.
Just about to bring it up now. To be fair, if I can find it.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's almost like we rehearsed this.
No, I
particularly love the front cover of that. I think it looks really cool, doesn't it?
His front covers are awesome anyway.
Yeah, this one's one of my favourites, I think.
I'll be totally honest. I haven't even opened it yet. I've been a little bit busy.
I mean, there you go. Look, I mean, what a collection of books that is. And they are books, they're not magazines, to be perfectly honest. I mean, he also has blogs in there as well on his website, gives you all of his sponsors. and then basically what's happening throughout the year in koi, including the award winners. Look at that. As if by chance. And he has given me permission to put this on the screen as well. So there's last year's winner, an 82 centimetre Dainichi Kahaku, owned by Luke Warren. What was so good about this one, mate?
Skin, body shape, everything was good. Couple little scratches on its benny plate, but nothing to worry about, which some people were commenting on. But the Sankey, the next Sankey,
sorry, Al, it came to the show as well, didn't it? A few years prior to it.
Yeah.
You know, that there is where the scratches were, Al. Is that right?
Yeah.
And here?
Yeah.
Again, look at that. Oh, look, it's even got red eye. Oh, it's got two red eyes. Oh, just saying. One of my favourite fish in the UK, this one. Absolutely fantastic. Sakai Fish Farm, Sankey from Quenny, owned by Carl Morrison. This fish, in my opinion, is one of the best in the UK.
Well, you know what Alan was talking about earlier on, saying that he's more than willing to tell people or help people to say a koi in their vat, maybe not for this year, maybe for the year after or the year after. I believe this was one such fish that a hobbyist showed, didn't do quite so well straight away, and then ended up selling it, I believe. Is that right, Alan?
Yeah, Steve Watson.
So this is the importance of maybe approaching somebody with a little bit more, like Alan, to say, look, don't give up on this fish. Just keep it and go with it for the next 2 or 3 years, because this has proved the point 100% what can happen if you lose interest in a koi just because it didn't do anything at one show.
I mean, this is the one where the skin was off, isn't it? Last year. On
the picture,
Saturday.
it looks superb on that picture, but on the side of the skin wasn't at its best.
Are we likely to see that on the show scene going forward? Any idea, anyone?
Possibly, yes, but
Good.
You never know. You never know what else Carl's bought.
Mate, that is one of the best fish in my opinion. Yeah, I love it. It's a great fish.
I think I was in Japan with Carl last year in October, and I think he had his wallet out, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing what he's got in the national this year.
Chip, mature champion, Yumi Koi, Sakai Ko, Kahaku 83 cm.
Yeah, nice fish. Very
Superb.
nice.
What's so good about this one, Al?
Just everything, the structure of that fish is superb. The skin was excellent on the deer. The shiroji was just blinding on the deer. It was a lovely fish.
Agreed. Yeah, I'll see in the next 15 minutes time. Yeah. Getting down into what I think is everybody's ability to win. You know, there's a higher probability of, there's a higher competition in this area. And for me, all right, the big fish, these fish, right? Not everybody can afford to get a fish to that size, and not afford a fish of that caliber, but afford to get a fish to that size. But most people can afford to get a fish to this size, which is 59 cm Sankey by Jeff Robson from myself. And I haven't planned that either. But again, I hadn't. For me, this is where I think most people should aim to achieve at least the adult champion, because most people can achieve it.
Well, I had adult champion the year before with a 95-pound Tozai.
Yeah, and you got that to their league, didn't you, from Tozai? And most people can achieve that. Most people, can you imagine what if there was more people showing how many of these fish are actually available? I don't want to take away from the big fish because they're wow factors, and even in that aspect as well, actually. But when you look at this, how many people out there in the audience have got 60 cm koi? How many? There's shit ton of you, I promise you, because it's not hard to achieve. especially in most ponds that we've got, filtration, food that's put in, etc.
Few years.
We can achieve that. On top of that, next I've got to do it on this screen. Young champion Stephen Wiles from Exclusively, or purchased from Exclusively. Marahiro, 52 cm KJUKO, absolute banging fish that was on the day. Al, what's good about this one, mate?
Same as all the rest of it. It's the structure of the fish. The kiwa and the sashi on that fish on the day was excellent. Skin was superb.
Yeah. Good Benny plate as well. Really, for me, really nice colour. Really nice colour.
Quality fish.
I'll have to get you to write my little Facebook post, Al. Be much better than me saying about it.
Why? Why? Oh, mate, I'll write you a post, mate. Alan, what, mate? I'm not sure how this got in here myself, but yeah, what a banger! Checkerboard pattern? Anyone?
Not really.
Just saying. Well, it's not, is it?
No.
Right, you know, but how many people go for that as a tick box, you know, on a Shiro Atsuri? And this tells you it's not required, right? Body shape for such a small fish. Kieran and Laura Bird, Gimrin Shiro Atsuri, 35 cm from Akawa. You get these, Dave, don't you? From down there.
Yeah.
Purchased through Koi. Again, look at the body shape on such a small fish. You know, well, it's not even small, is it? 35 cm is a nice size. But
On the
you
button.
know, what turned this one on, Al, to get that body?
The body on that fish on the day was superb. The white skin, Shiroji was excellent. We couldn't fault the fish. Look at the balanced pecs on that fish. The shape of the pecs are superb. For a Shiro to have that body at such a young age was really good.
You know, we could talk about Shiro for hours with you, Al. And then we go into best non-go Sankey. Luke Warren, Tancho KJUKO, 85 cm from Matsue, through Yumi Koi, Japan. Now, this is quite, for me, Tancho, is that not go Sankey, Al?
No.
Why?
Well, you should know as a dealer.
No, I'm asking for the audience.
Only KJUKO Sankey and sure.
Well, I wanted the audience. I'm asking the question so you can tell the audience, mate.
Those Tancho Sankeys and Tancho Shores have got their own class. So it's a non-go Sankey.
So
just a quick one for Al. When you're judging these Tanchos, talk to me about the requirements of the head marking. Does it have to be perfectly round? If you see something perfectly round, would that be questionable?
No, it doesn't have to be perfectly round. You can have shields, shapes, Tancho spots. Tancho spot, as long as the colour is bloody consistent through the Tancho spot itself, that makes a difference. The shape can be slightly off. It doesn't have to be dead centre. This was dead centre. I was asked, was this fish cut? If I was being perfectly honest, probably yes. Could I prove it? No. There wasn't any scar and tissue on that fish whatsoever. So overall,
when you look at that, though, you can tell it's not been cut just by how the benny is formed around the spot.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, it's so uneven.
Mm.
You know, in spot, it's not a perfectly round disc.
And you just need to look at the structure of that fish, the body shape of that fish.
It depends how much benny they had to play with, Crafty.
Yeah, you got a point there, Dave.
You know, they can't always make them round because there's not enough benny there to begin with, so they make the best of hence why you see some that are 50p.
Yeah, true, mate. Yeah, or 20p.
Yeah.
And I don't know when to stop. But
Ali, if you've got two that have got good skin, good body, everything else, then does the spot become the deciding factor, the best spot or the central?
The best conformity of the spot makes the difference.
Yeah.
And this one, you know, without assassinating, but just to prove a point, the fins on this fish are not brilliant, in my opinion.
Why is that? Why?
They're just not balanced. They're not shaped very well.
In what
I don't know if that's the photo or in the flesh that look different. But when you look at, as you're looking at the screen, on my screen anyway, the left-hand pec compared to the right-hand pec are completely different in shape.
Again, just a minor thing on the day, the overall package of that fish was exceptional. So then if you start picking little faults in pectoral fins, you're being really, really critical. Because
absolutely agree.
There wasn't anything that had that volume in the show, non-Gosanki wise. Ian's jumbo, yes, was a bigger fish, but the head on Ian's was slightly discoloured now because of our age. Where this fish was pure white, it was a stunning fish.
Which is just
Ian's fish, the body shape's very, very similar, but the thing that knocked this fish back was just like discoloration just before the shoulders.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to do there, Al, is to show how them small, minute details where people can assassinate.
Yeah,
right.
Going off your principle in the pecs, you would say the pecs on this fish, because of the picture angle, look small.
Yes, I'd agree with that as well.
In reality,
but just by on what I'm looking at.
In reality, they weren't.
So, but we can only judge on what we're looking at. That's,
you judge on what you see in the day.
Yeah, you know, but you know, when you look at it, when you do them comparisons, it's proof that those small, minute details should not stop you, like we were saying earlier. No. You know, it goes down to different details to win and lose.
You get back to that tanture.
Next bloody fish look. There you go.
You get back to the tanture, the body shape, everything about that fish.
The fins are actually like this, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's like rather than being flat out, they're more onto the side. Yeah.
One peck slightly angled to the other peck, giving you a distorted look at the fish.
Yeah, I just remember seeing that on the day and the body on that. Big. I was like, okay.
The other point to make there is that when people are looking at the fish, you know, on photographs after the show's taken place,
you
know, they're only seeing the sort of best representation of the fish on a photograph, you know, which is not the same thing as seeing the fish at the show.
Absolutely.
So true, yeah.
Very true. We touched on that last week as well.
Because it's an interesting point, because a lot of people make comments after the post-show saying, oh, why is this the champion? Or why is this one? And they can't quite see it, you know. And Liam, you know, does his very best to capture those fish. And some fish are photogenic and some fish are not. And, you know, that's another reason why, you know, things can be sort of misunderstood a little bit. So the bottom line is you need to come to the show, guys, and see the fish.
Absolutely. Best Deutz to Alan Reeves, 55 cm, Hiroi exclusively koi, taken the year previous. Again, but look, you know, let's go through it. What absolute demon fish out of hundreds of fish that are shown, right? The judges have to narrow it down to just one to win the majors. And that's not all of the awards either, you know. But just to touch on it, you know, that's what I thought I'd do. Why, you know, and credit to Liam from World of Nishikigoi for allowing me to do that. Thank you very much. Can't see this bloody screen now. Hang on, let me.
I was just chuckling when you said that, crap, because Martin, who's on our committee this week, has got the delivery of he got the delivery of rosettes. It's the first year doing it, so he was a little bit nervous. And he messaged me and he's like, I've been through all these blooming rosettes and I can't find 7 of them. and actually, they hadn't sent 7. So they arrived today. I think he's messaged me saying they've arrived today.
So we've got all the awards this year. They're already in.
All the
trophies and rosettes, they're already in.
Sounds like
the majority are, aren't they, Ian?
Yeah.
Right. Have we got twitchy bum time still?
No, we're
No.
confident. We're confident. We're confident.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
On the Friday, Carmen's going to be there doing panic ribbon attaching again.
Well, that's the tradition, nearly.
That is the tradition. Yeah, I was stoked to be part of it.
That's all good fun and enjoyable stuff, you know. So it's all part of the plan, I think.
Right,
Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue.
I'm going to wrap it up because I've got to go to London to go and get my daughter because it's Father's Day on Sunday, and I've got to go and collect her. So I've got about a 4-hour round trip to do.
There is.
But I didn't want to let you guys down. Say again, Matt.
There is one last thing actually,
Go on then, mate.
which will be slightly different at the showground. We've actually got our own little marquee for where we're going to do the presentation. So that is being delivered to the showground on Monday. So we're going to have a dedicated space for the presentation of the awards. So that's going to be
the ribbon.
logo. It's going to be logoed up and everything. So it's hopefully a nice little touch for the awards.
Well, again, yeah, let's get behind it. That's like if you can be there on the Sunday, I would suggest you be there on the Sunday. And actually, what I tell a lot of my customers is to go for the weekend, walk round on the Saturday and pick out what you think is the best fish, right? And then walk round on the Sunday then and see, you know, whether or not your eye is starting to train. You know, that's a good way of seeing whether or not you can pick out. But overall, 2 hours, 52 minutes in. I want to thank everybody for tuning in again. We've had excellent numbers, as we always do. Again, I haven't got through everything that I wanted to get through because time, believe it or not, it runs away and there's a huge amount to talk. So on that note, I would like to invite you all back on, or we would like to invite you all back on, Ian, Matt, and you, Alan, after the show. That maybe be able to give the floor, the ability just to put some points across to you guys if you're open to that.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea.
Yeah, excellent. On top of that, Al, I'd like to call out Bernie as well while he's watching, because I know he's still watching. I want to bring the koi judges on, right, separately, right, to talk about koi, judging koi, and other things around the Koi Judges Association as well. So I'd like you guys to have a little chat in the background and hopefully get maybe Matt and Colin on as well, being they've put so much support into the show. And not only that, they're both good guys as well, a good crack. So anything from the let's go. Anything from you, Ian, before we close off?
Yeah, I just want to say two things. You know that we love your this show because it's accessible, brings people together. You know.
Thank you very much.
Credit.
Nice.
I want to give credit to you, Crafty, as well, because you and Lee are relatively new dealers, and you brought Dave in, which is a brilliant idea because he brings all that 20 years plus of experience to the chat.
Honey.
So I didn't say that. And that shows that you've understood that. And talking about the PKDA last week put a smile on my face. So I've been talking about that. I won't go into that now, but we've had conversations about that. And the other thing I just want to say before we sound off here, before we check out here, is that everybody's welcome to the show. Yeah, even you don't have to own high-end fish. If you've got a garden pond, and you've got any interest in koi or koi keeping, and you keep koi in your back garden, come to the show, look at it. It's for the koi show. The National Koi Show is for everybody to get involved.
Well said,
Matt. Thank you, Ian. By the way, thank you very much.
Thank you, Crafty.
Matt, anything from yourself, mate?
He said it all, ain't he? No, just like to thank you guys and the people with their comments and watching. I hope to see many of you at the weekend, and I'm hoping everyone has an absolutely brilliant time at the show. And like Lee says, if you've got extra space in your car, drag some people off the street, bring them along.
Mm.
So yeah,
Let's try and make it 4,000 this year. Like Colin said, 4,000. Let's push it. Let's get as
That was
many
my
in
target
through the
when
doors as we can. No,
that was my target
it
when
doesn't
I
matter about
joined.
targets. Let's get as many as we can. Let's see if we can get 4,000 because there's loads of us out there, right? Come and see it for yourself. Mr. Tait, sir, joking aside, thank you for coming on. I know that it's quite hard to pin you down. Secondly, what have you got? You got anything to add to the floor to the viewers?
Yeah, well, I'll speak to Byrne, and Byrne and me will come on and discuss what results from the national on one of your next
That would be good.
That'd be good.
And then one for me, I would like Dave, if he can, to get the 2 Japanese breeders to walk around on the Sunday in the centre ring with me, and we'll just have a chat about different things.
Well, I can certainly have a word with Yuski. That's not, I'll have a word in Yuski's ear.
Yeah.
Over a drink Saturday night.
Mate, we'll fill him full of wine or whiskey or whatever. It'll be hanging out.
Lemon sours is the magic drink.
I'm pretty sure I can get Yuski. I'm pretty sure I can get Yuski. I'll leave the other one to Tony.
Yeah, well, I'll speak to Tony.
Yeah, but Yuski would do that.
Yeah, that would be brilliant.
Lee, my friend.
Again, thanks the 3 on the bottom for coming on. It's been amazing tonight, to be honest. I've been really enjoying it. But a little thing. Now, what are we going to do next Friday? Because obviously all of us are going to be busy at the top row on Friday. But it's a shame that
just the top row.
Well, I know, obviously all you guys are going to be, but you're not going to be coming on next Friday. But because I'd like to do something in the week to push the show again closer to the date. So I don't know what we can do there because I take it on Friday. I don't know if we could do it on Friday, can we? Or we'll discuss it and we'll put a post out what's going to happen.
It'll either be one day. Maybe. I mean, to be fair, we're gonna be busy, but maybe if we can't do Friday, we'll drop it on another day, maybe.
Or maybe we could do a bit of a live on Friday. We could do a bit of a live on location, possibly.
Yeah.
That might be an interesting concept.
Let's go with that. But the thing is, it may be a bit of an earlier time because, you know, at the end of the day, we sort of, you know, what time does the centre ring and that close on the Friday, Matt?
Depends. We're there probably until the Saturday.
Yeah, it's late. It runs late there. We'll see.
We have an access into the centre ring on the Friday. Is that being too much of a neck?
Probably yes.
Yeah, I would have thought so. But maybe in the dealer sections where we are, maybe we could just do a little bit of a live.
Yeah, maybe we could just have a little brief what we've got on sale, or
exactly. You know, I think maybe people might be interested in that. Yeah, we could do the 3 locations.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do it live from the showground.
Then you guys take that conversation offline. I'm sure there's something can be done, and maybe you just pin it to like an hour broadcast. You know, because obviously you guys are going to be so busy. Yeah.
It will be a lot smaller, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. Not only that, but I want to go and have a beer. To be perfect.
Oh, there's trouble.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Matt.
Mate. Yeah. Cheers,
thanks,
guys.
Alan.
Dave, last words from yourself, mate.
Please do come to the show. You will not be sorry. Thanks, Alan. Brilliant as usual. Matt, Ian, thanks very much. You've been fabulous, the 3 of you. And I think people would have taken quite a lot from your free input tonight. So that's very good. Thank you.
Right. I would also like to put out a special mention both to Colin and Matt and Rachel for offering such generosity to good causes there. No doubt you'll be looked after in your own right as well. I'll pass over the details just to put that in. Remember, those free ticket holders, and that if you haven't already done so, names over to either one of us on the top row, and we'll produce them to you, Matt. And like always, we will see you again on the next show next Friday. And
next Friday, it sounds like, excellent. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Cheers. Thank you.
Stay there. Don't disappear.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.